one on the road. Peter Hooley and Nard Copeland. It's night 2 for us. I'll tell you what, we are getting worked to the bone right now, but we love it. Where else would we rather be?
Well, hang on. We know we're on leg 2 of our stop, right? But we were in the airport early this morning. It's a bit early for this one who doesn't sleep. The work doesn't stop, Copes. Have a look at this.
Oh, hell no.
8 a.m. on Hinge.
Hey, that is a violation.
On Hinge at 8 a.m.
Wow, caught it.
On 8 a.m. Come on, man.
That's a piece of work right here,
Hey,
baby.
we got a lot of time to get it. That is unacceptable.
Hey, hold up. Pete, you're a married man. You can laugh. Nard Copeland, I know you ain't laughing.
No, sir. No,
I know you ain't laughing.
Not at 8 in the morning.
Tell you what, Peter Hooley, how on earth did we get here to Illawarra on this beautiful Friday night?
Because they are the best team in the competition. They've got home court advantage in this other semi-final series. This place is going to continue to pack out. Sold out in what, half an hour?
No, sold out in 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
That's exactly what everybody wants to be here for. The hottest ticket in town. I cannot wait for this one.
Fantastic. Well, let's look at the head-to-head between these two teams throughout the year. Peter Hooley, walk us through it.
I mean, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have got the better of them. In 2 of the 3 games, the Phoenix have won, and it's the way they've gone about it. And I broke down some things throughout the week. They get a lot of spacing. They really push the pace, and having Derek Walton Jr. back is going to be huge for them, and I'm expecting this one to go right down to the wire.
Well, look, you got 2 quality coaches, one offensive, one defensive. Now we'll see who's going to win. I think the Illawarra Hawks push the ball quite well, but Southeast Melbourne like to get up when they score. So it's going to be a very tough match. We'll see who gets the win.
Beautiful segue. You should be hosting this because you speak of quality coaches. We caught up with one a little bit earlier. We're here with head coach of the Illawarra Hawks, Justin Tatum. Justin, off the top, congratulations on winning Coach of the Year, richly deserved.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It was an honor. It was an honor. It was all due to those guys behind you.
Coach, I got a quick question for you. Do you have any advice for a coach, for someone trying to be a coach and never get a call back? Derek Rucker has been trying to get a call from the Brisbane owner. Can't get a call back.
You look at Malcolm Watts' phone right there. We met him at the airport. Missed calls from Derek Rucker non-stop.
It might not just be his time. He's just got to wait it on out. Got to wait it on out.
JT, an exciting game. We know all the talk's been about 21 days off, but tell me, when you woke up this morning, how are you feeling?
I'm excited, man. It was hard for me to sleep. Got a chance to watch the game last night. I know those guys were excited to play. It's here now, so the days are over with. It's time to play ball.
Coach, tell me a little bit about your bench. These guys have to be the best bench in the league.
Yeah, in my opinion, they are, man. They make practice difficult every day. I don't know who to start. I don't know who to play because they make it difficult, man. My bench is unbelievable. One of the reasons why our record is so, really solid this year is because of those guys.
JT, we've got a group of characters. Now, you went and saying throughout the 21 days that everything was competitive. So tell me, who was the most annoying that now you're happy that it's game day, you don't have to deal with that anymore?
Brian Days.
Yeah.
Brian Days. He always got something to say, but he works hard. He complains most, but Brian Days, man, the most talkative group. Trey just goes through the motions. He's quiet. Davo, they all different characters, man. I can describe them all day long.
Speaking of Days, you're not starting him now, but he seems like he comes in, he fits a role. Have you had any problems at all with him playing his role?
Not at all, man, not at all. I think he understands it benefits him because the first time being overseas and playing at this level, he has to learn how to play the FIBA rules. And so he accepted it. Mace is a great teacher, so he learns right off of him. So he comes out and does his thing. So it was good for us.
How excited are you about playing in front of this home crowd? Now, we know what happened last year. You got 1 game in front of this crowd. You're going to get a few more, hopefully. How excited are you?
Yeah, I mean, they've been excited, man. We've seen jerseys all through the town, balloons, everybody can't even walk down the street. The city deserves this, man. I'm happy they're going to pack the house. Hope we give them a good show.
Sam Froling in particular, I want to talk about the big matchup because we know what Matt Hurt brings on the other end, Geordie Hunter. Sam Froling, he's been enormous, well recognised as well with his All-NBL second team. What are you expecting from him in this playoffs?
Early domination because we're going to go to him. I think we're never going to stop rolling the ball inside and believing in our big. So we expect Sam to have a lot of good looks and hopefully takes over when he needs to.
Derek Walton Jr. looking to come back into the lineup. How much does that disrupt things? Because you don't know how much he's going to play, but for a player of his caliber, you certainly got to prepare for it.
Man, Walton Jr. is unbelievable. So, I mean, I know he's glad to be back after sitting about a couple months. He's going to be a problem for us, but at the end of the day, the last time we played him, he was playing, so we kind of got a feel for him. We understand what he can do.
What's the last message before the guys go out on court today? When they've waited so long, they're just chomping at the bit. Do you have to say anything at all?
Let's go kick some ass.
Hey, Justin, you know what? I reckon we finish it on that. We're going to go and let you kick some ass. So thank you very much for joining us.
Appreciate it. Good seeing you guys.
Any great craftsman possesses the finest of tools. Now, maybe that's not the best descriptive term for this trio of gentlemen, but they certainly are very, very useful tools, Peter Hooley.
They are, and you're right, that was a terrible way to describe it, but unbelievable. Two all-NBL first-teamers and Sam Froling, what a season he had. And there was all these questions about, do they deserve to have two guards in there, or can we split them up? But winning means a lot, and they're the best team in the competition, so rightly they deserve to have two members in the all-NBL first team. And if they want to make a championship series and be champions, those two superstars are going to have to step up.
Leonard, usually the sequel and the third of a movie, they get worse and worse as they go on. But Trey Kell, as he's bounced around this league, now in his third year, he's gotten better and better.
He's been fantastic. Look, he started out with Southeast Melbourne, and they had him at the 2 guard, so it didn't really work for him. Then he went to Adelaide and played a little bit of the 1. But now Justin Tatum's gone out and brought him in. He's one of their leading scorers. He passes the ball well, but he's a big guard. He gets the job done. He's confident from the outside. He can get inside. His big body bang within one, and he's great on the glass. I love the way he's playing this year.
He's the perfect complementary piece to this lineup, and you see everything that he does, the coach mentioned. He gets on the glass, he can play defense, but he just picks his moments, and I think that he's never rushed. Now, that's what helps this lineup. He gets Tyler Harvey going, gets Sam Froling going, and he is going to be a major reason. He's going to have the keys. What can he do to kickstart their game here is going to be crucial.
There was a lot of discussions on whether Trey Kell would make first team. Was he the only one from Illawarra? As you said, they got 2 in, and I think Tyler Harvey was richly deserved. Now, Chris Goulding, 10 threes last night. As I look around this warm-up, if there's anyone who can do it tonight, it's Tyler Harvey.
Absolutely, the greatest ever Eastern Washington shooter, and this is just what Tyler Harvey does. Because we've seen it since his college days. He is an absolute marksman from outside, and I've actually been impressed with his efficiency, and that efficiency has come from having Trey Kell in the backcourt. He's another one who, in years gone by since he touched down in the NBL, he's forced some things, he's taken a lot of poor shots, but he's been really under control and put together his most efficient and damaging season to date.
You know what I like about him, though? He's been here for a while, and he's always had to take that tough shot. He's on a team now where he doesn't have to take the tough shot, but he can make it. We know he can make it. He's full of confidence. Get him the ball in the right places. And that runner has got to be the best runner I've seen.
Greatest out of Eastern Washington, baby.
Leonard, who in this arena would I attribute the quote to their agent, today's price is not tomorrow's price?
It's got to have to be Matt Hurt.
Oh, that's
It's got to be Matt Hurt, because I've been talking about this guy all year long. The fact that he's so confident in his game and he backs it up, Felix. This guy's averaging 20 points a game at 55%, and he's averaging 7 rebounds. But he's so good inside and outside, and he has so many different moves. You probably need to put a double team on him, because if you don't, he can get loose.
He can score in a variety of ways. I think that his counters, he's got some of the best counters in the league for a big man. He can step back, shoot the 3. He's got this little fadeaway in the post, and when he gets to it, that's a tough shot. That's an unorthodox shot. The way he shoots it from the back of his neck, it goes in. He has been an unstoppable force, and I love the way that he's led this team on the offensive end. And probably the only bad thing I can say about it is that you butchered that quote. It's yesterday's price, it's not today's price.
What did I say?
Stop talking about tomorrow.
Did I say today's price is not yesterday's price?
You said tomorrow's price. Same thing, but wrong quote.
Same thing?
Wrong quote.
Can I get some new co-hosts? Does anybody in the crowd want to jump in here right now? No, we'll tell you what, Matt Hurt, Joe Healy caught up with him a little bit earlier.
Well, Matt, what's training been like over the past couple of weeks? Obviously no games, but I know a big focus for you guys has been how to stay mentally and physically tapped in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of practice time, a lot of contact, a lot of scrimmaging. Had a couple scrimmages during the week and a half break, whatever we just had. But it was good. Guys stayed in shape, so I think we're ready for game 1.
You guys have beaten them twice already this season. Of those 3 games in terms of total points, you're only up by 2. How do you approach this series to make sure that you maintain that edge?
It's going to be tough. Obviously, they're the best team in the competition for a reason. So I got a lot of respect for them, what they did all year. But it's going to be tough. Got Derek back tonight. Hopefully he can make a difference, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
I was going to ask about the fact that D. Walt's back. It's a win before the first tip even. What does he bring to this lineup?
I mean, he brings so much. I mean, he's been an MVP of the grand final. He's won a championship in his only year he's been here. So experience, a lot of like the late game situations where it's kind of close game. He has the ball in his hands. He's going to make the right read every time, and I trust him, and I know all my teammates do as well.
Obviously, it hasn't been the smoothest road through the play-ins, Perth and then the comeback against Adelaide. But Josh has talked about the fact that the way that you guys have faced adversity, the toughness and the character that's been required, and how that could be a good thing for you guys. How do you see it?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the game. Travel's part of the game. I wish we would have won against Perth a couple weeks ago, but it is what it is. Now we got to bounce back. Whoever's in front of us, we got to take care of them and hopefully focus one game at a time, focus on a night.
Another opportunity tonight. Good luck for it.
Man, thank you very much.
Hey, Derek, we're just about to chat with you on air. Can you tell us, how are you feeling? Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
That's all we need.
We're looking forward to you being back here. Do your thing, man.
I know y'all miss me.
Oh, man. Showtime, baby. Go get it. That's the sort of live action access you get when we sit in the middle of the court, boys. But the man we just spoke of, Derek Walton Jr., he's the one they're looking for right now. Even though he's a superstar MVP level guy, he's an X factor.
There's certain things you can't teach. So let me talk to someone who's done it before. Championship pedigree. Now, this is what this man brings, Copes. We know what it's all about. He's been there, done that. He knows what it takes to win a championship. So everything else that comes with that on the floor, all the big moments, the emotion of playing on the road, Derek Walton Jr. has done it at the biggest level, on the biggest stage in the NBL, and he will be ready for this moment.
And you know what's so good about it? He's excited about it. You see him warming up. He's got a smile on his face. He's high-fiving all of his teammates. He's ready to go. And I don't know if Illawarra's, focused on him a lot because they didn't know how many minutes he's going to play. But let me tell you something. He can come out here and get hot, and it's over.
The two worst words in professional basketball, minutes restriction, because we don't know where they're going to go. But I tell you now, if this game is neck and neck, 5 minutes to go, he's sitting on maybe 15 minutes. You reckon Josh King, with all that passion, is going to say, hey, Doc, shut up?
From what I've heard, I don't think there is a restriction. I think Josh King played it down to us on overtime because a week before that at their open media session, he said he's in. And from all reports, he has been flat out balling at practice. So I think they're just going to rip it off and say, you know what, we need our superstar guard to step up and do his thing, and I'm looking forward to it.
I've noticed through the warm-ups as we sit here, Southeast Melbourne have gone through a much tougher warm-up than what Illawarra did, which is interesting to me because Illawarra are the ones who have been on the long break. Southeast Melbourne, they're battle-tested, but they're running through. They're getting a sweater.
They're battle-tested, you're right. Anytime you get down by 20+ and you come back and get a win, you walk in this building with plenty of confidence. There's nobody in front of you can't beat, so you better believe they'll be ready.
You saw how much Derek Walton Jr. was sweating.
Yeah,
you think he's ready?
All over my shoulder.
Oh, I mean, I got Coates' sweat on my shoulder from how much he's going for it as well. I'm looking forward to this game.
Oh, it is set to be a cracking game. Beware the starving dog or the battle-tested team. Which way are we going to go? Well, we're probably going to find out in 40 plus 23 minutes and 10 seconds. We'll see you soon.
Spend their entire NBL25 season proving they belong among the league's elite. And now there's only one goal left to etch our names in history and bring Walton its second ever championship banner. We're almost there, Hawkheads. This has been a season unlike any other. The Hawks soared to new heights, holding the top spot on the ladder longer than ever before. And for the first time in club history, finishing the regular season in first place. The regular season is over and its finals time. Slates have been wiped clean, start the new playoff series and reach our goal. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix is the obstacle in the way of this goal. We must defeat them and get the championship series. They have their full roster back on deck.
It's a venue synonymous with playoff basketball, and we've got a win or go home situation.
And the 36ers have started with a flush.
Phoenix are shooting 20% from the field.
Terrible.
They can't hit the side of a bar and win a frozen chicken.
Montrezl Harrell pulls up on Hurd. Everything working for Adelaide right now.
Too easy.
They've lost their way here, Southeast Melbourne.
But you got to go to plan B.
Kendrick Davis looks up from halfway.
Stop it.
Good! Kendrick Davis fires a bomb from the halfway. What a half of basketball for the Adelaide 36ers. With their season on the line right now, they literally cannot miss.
But the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, 26 points in the first half. This is their lowest halftime score in the history of the club.
God damn. I can't believe what I'm watching. It's f***ing embarrassing, man. We have no energy. We have nobody rallying the troops. All right? We got a whole half to play. All right? We can't play any f***ing worse. I think we all know that. If you want any chance in this game, you got to fly around. You got to play with way more f***ing urgency. You got 20 minutes, guys, to do something about it. Let's climb back into the game. Let's go. Let's go.
It is a beautiful position that the 36ers find themselves in, but still a long way to go in this game.
16, it's not that big of a lead, I feel, Joey. But they got to see it right now. They got to get off to a great start to start this third quarter, or it could be over early.
Wieskamp, premium look, had to knock it down and does.
Come on, Weezy.
Matt Hurd off balance is trying to will them back into it.
Matt Hurd ain't gonna stop coming at you. And it's only 14 points. Make that 12.
Adelaide, for the first time, are under some severe pressure. They've got a white-hot Southeast Melbourne coming at them right now. Ooh, scorching hot. Here's Ben Air. What a noise. Inside John Cain Arena.
Oh my goodness! Momentum goes into the third quarter with Phoenix.
Glover found space. Nice pass inside. Hurd does the rest. Timeout called by the Adelaide 36ers, who are melting down.
There is so much pointing and blaming happening on this Adelaide bench. It seems like it is all unraveling.
Hey, come back together. We are still up 6 points. Yep. On the road, we're elimination game. Stay the together.
A 28-15 third quarter has got the Phoenix within one single point. Ben Air thought about it, and then he pulled the trigger. And he might have just kept Southeast Melbourne's season going. The biggest comeback of the NBL 25 season.
Biggest game of the year when you start 0-5 has to be like that. That's how you do it.
Southeast Melbourne winners this afternoon over the Adelaide 36ers. Incredible comeback when it mattered most.
Welcome back to the Pregame Show. All thanks to basketball.com.au, your home of Aussie hoops. Josh King. We've spoken about him, how good he is as a coach, blah, blah, blah. But one of the best things he's done is the resurgence he's given some of these players. Ben Air has gone from a non-factor to an X-factor in a matter of weeks.
They've been unbelievable. I mean, he said it after that game. They've been battle-tested, and it's more than just on the results. It's individuals, and we've seen this from Ben Air throughout his career. He's always ready for his moment. He puts in the work. He's the hardest worker in a pregame because he never knows when his results are going to happen. And I tell you what impresses me the most is he might not play tonight because Derek Walton Jr. is back. He may not play, but what Josh King understands is that if I have to call on Ben Air, if I need energy, if I need some key buckets, Ben Air is going to be ready to deliver. He did that. He was massive in this resurgence.
He's one of those guys that's not afraid to take the big shot. He can play 2 minutes in a game, but if he's got a wide open three, he's going to take it. And he's always been like that. And I don't understand why he didn't play at the beginning of the season. It might have been a different result earlier in the season.
It's a bit of a conundrum now, though, for Josh King because they've been playing very well without Derek Walton Jr. So they've had Owen Boxwell, Angus Glover. They've been enormous too. What do you do now? Do you completely shut Ben Air out of the rotation and then just try to weave him back Derek Walton Jr.? That's why I don't want to be a coach.
It's certainly harder than it looks, I'll say that much. Let's head down to Joe Healy, who, all thanks to basketball.com.au, you've got all the news. Last night, it was just who we imagined would show up.
Oh, exactly right, guys. 1988 vintage. He's like a fine wine. Chris Goulding was absolutely incredible yet again. 41 points in 24 minutes. United did it by committee up to a certain point, but he was absolutely the difference maker in the end. It's the second time this season he's hit 10 threes in a game. It obviously equals a finals record. And a fun fact for you guys, the last time someone did that in Melbourne was back in '98 by none other than Leonard Copeland.
Leonard Copeland, you're having a bit of trouble hearing with the headphones right now. Maybe it's the old age, maybe it's getting too loud in here. But the last time there was 10 threes hit in a finals game was you, great man.
I can't remember. You're right, I'm getting old. Maybe I got I'm getting old, bro.
Or you did it too many times.
Maybe I did it too many times.
Leonard, you had a great game a long time ago. Can we get some water now? Chris Goulding, the most amazing thing about that, as Joe said, it was in around 24 minutes, which is unheard of.
We probably forgot about that when we were wrapping up the game last night because I didn't realise how quickly he did that. Only had 9 points at half-time. He had some foul trouble. He started the third quarter on the bench, but we spoke about it all leading up to it. That man is a killer. And if you allow him to get free, it doesn't matter how many fans you put in his face, he's going to knock it down. And he tore the heart out in game one.
That's the question. Are they going to allow him to get free? Perk have to go back and find a way to run this guy off the three-point line. If I'm Perk, I'm giving him every layup he wants, but I'm not going to let him pull up from the three because when he makes 1 or 2, it's going to be 8 or 9 or 10.
He's that game breaker, right? So that's you've got to treat him almost like a Bryce Cotton, like the way they do that. If it's a box to one, whatever it is, try and grind down the rest because he's just too hot. And when he gets like that, we've seen it throughout the year, it's unstoppable.
The writing was on the wall when he made his first shot of the night. Took a while to make another one, but the writing was on the wall at that point. Now, Joe, your next point, as I see on the rundown, there's some conjecture of whether it was a real injury or whether it was just trying to mask a turnover.
Well, look, there are concerns for the Wildcats. As you said, Ty Webster going down with that shoulder injury. The biggest concern is the fact that it's such a short turnaround. They travel today, they've got game 2 tomorrow. So only time will tell whether he can be up and fit for that game. We obviously know that they don't have the best record against United over there in Perth. Guys, what would his absence mean to their finals campaign?
It's going to be huge because we talk about what kind of players can they send at Chris Goulding. Ty Webster's one of those energy players. Dylan Windland tried. I think he's going to be the logical choice to start on Chris Goulding. But they need Ty Webster. His energy is contagious. If they start flat at RAC Arena, you know Ty Webster's going to bring energy. The last time they beat Melbourne, the last 2 times at RAC, were both game winners. That's how long it's been. That's how tough it's been to play against Melbourne. They need Ty Webster. He's the heart and soul of that energy.
Well, you spoke about Henson. He needs to play some defense as well. He needs to put him on. He needs a bigger guard on Chris Goulding because if you don't have a big guard, he's going to shoot over you. We've seen that when Bryce Cotton tried to guard him. He's just too small.
Now, we don't have time to go back to Joe here, but one last thing. Taron Armstrong, of course, to the NBA. You've said it for a long time, and people came at you. You've been in the trenches. How good is it to see him make the leap?
Well, it's just great to see him heading over there now, and again, the hard work. He understands the hard work is just beginning, but thoroughly deserving his opportunity. But if I'm guys like Ben Henschel, Lockie Olbrich, any other young Aussie coming through, you see what you can do with just 2 years of growth in the NBL. If your dream is to get into the NBA, it is very achievable.
Oh, there is so much money to be made. If only I had to work harder, maybe it could have been me. We're here all thanks to basketball.com.au, your home of Aussie hoops. Tip-off, not far away.
Justin The Illawarra Hawks would like to take a moment to acknowledge the Darwin people, traditional custodians of the land in which we gather and play here today, and pay our respects to elders, past, present, and to come. We extend our respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. Thank you. It's game time. The NBL and the Illawarra Hawks are committed to providing a safe environment for players and staff.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Welcome back to the Win Entertainment Centre. Tip-off not far away, all thanks to basketball.com.au, your home of Aussie hoops, maybe a little NBA as well. The benchmark of the season, the Illawarra Hawks. We've mentioned it time and time again, sound like a broken record. 21 days since they have tasted the air of the game day, which smells a bit like popcorn and beer, of the Win Entertainment Centre, which ain't too bad. If you could bottle it up, I'd wear it as cologne. But it's been a long time. They're starving dogs waiting for a game right now. But the coaches, that's where they come into this one. And right now, the records between the two, they've had very similar stories on their origins in the league.
They have. Again, you look at what Justin Tatum did. We know what he did last year, and he got to this position and then bailed out in that semi-final series against Melbourne United. So Josh King, you're right. He's in the same spot. You turn a club around, you get into a semi-final series. We know they had the interim coach, Sam McKinnon, to kickstart things, but now it all starts for real. Everything else that's already happened, that's history. You've got to show up, play your best. You're 5 wins away from a championship.
You know what I love about this? 2 American coaches going head-to-head, baby. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad.
Does America have any allies left? It's all falling apart over here. They may as well be having success over here. And I'll tell you what, whoever made the graphics there, they've done them dirty saying Jack Miss and Kelly fine. Come on. We didn't need to put that little bit of semantics into that one, dude. With the coaches' whiteboards, this is where, for a lot of these guys, it's their 4th, 5th time playing these teams head-to-head. This is where the coaches come in. What's on Josh King's whiteboard?
Yeah, if I'm Josh King, I'm making sure you've got to run the lanes, and that comes with space. They won those 2 games by creating space to allow Matt Hurt, Nathan Sobey to do their thing. Get back in transition. The Hawks are exceptionally well-paced on the offensive end, and that last one's probably the most important. This place is crazy. This place is packed and ready to go. Throw the first punch. Make Justin Tatum have to call a timeout if you want any chance of winning this game.
Justin Tatum?
Well, if I'm Justin Tatum, you know what I'm doing? I'm controlling the tempo. I'm pushing that ball down the court. I want a fast-paced game. Secondly, I want to post up those little guards.
Always.
Post them up, get inside, get them in foul trouble. And thirdly, do not Matt Hurt. You can't let Matt Hurt get going. You let him get going, he makes all kinds of shots.
We had a blockbuster game last night. That series has started. This one is about to kick off. Southeast Melbourne, Illawarra. Where are we playing overall to begin with for the series?
I think it's going to be an exciting series. I think it goes to 3 games. I know that Josh King's men are battle tested. They've been here, done that, but there's a reason the Hawks have been the best team in the league all season long. As long as they don't have that little seed in there, I know they've been very confident in saying that. The finals is a different ball game. We know what happened last year in the semis. They deserve to go one step further, but it's going to be a battle.
The reason I love the Hawks is because of their bench, and I've been talking about this all year. When the guys on the starting 5 don't play well, he just simply goes to his bench, brings those guys in. That's added pressure to make you play better.
Would you rather be the team that is waiting there rested off a 21-day break, or would you rather be battle-tested?
Well, I did both. We won a championship in one and lost in the other, so I'd rather be battle-tested. You'd rather be battle-tested probably and go in there and do that, but I think Justin Tatum, it's a unique group that they're probably in a scenario where it doesn't matter. Either way, they're going to be ready to go. I expect them to come out hot.
I'd rather be battle-tested as well because you've been through the trenches. You've been down 20 and found a way to come back. These guys are bonded, and they're together now.
Well, no matter what, we are set for a cracking game. The Illawarra Hawks, they have been the benchmark since almost day dot. A fairy tale story with Justin Tatum going all the way into last year. They served their apprenticeship last year. Can they make this the year they finally take out the championship? Illawarra, Southeast Melbourne, semi-final starts now.
The Illawarra Hawks came into this season with unfinished business.
United end the Hawks' fairy tale run.
small-town team with big-time dreams. Will a second championship banner be raised? A record-breaking season with 3, that's right, 3 All-NBL players, and the newly crowned NBL Coach of the Year. With the deepest roster in the league, this team has the pieces to win it all. Southeast Melbourne have taken the hard road to get here. 0 wins, 5 losses to start the season. Coach sacked. Enter Josh King. From the ashes, the Phoenix have risen. Whoa! To reignite hope for the Heartland. Backs against the wall, refusing to throw in the towel. This team is never out of the fight. Does this year's fairy tale team have what it takes to claim the title?
Step back 3, vintage Tyler Harvey.
It's the Hawks and the Phoenix.
Sobey attacks the rim. Oh my goodness! It's all happening now.
It's the NBL playoffs. And it starts now.
Thank you, Damon. Yes, that is the sold-out venue for the second playoff or semi-final series, the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Home to the Illawarra Hawks and their frenzied fans tonight against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Wollongong fans, well, they were here last year, a semi-final series that is, and as for Southeast Melbourne, they returned to the Final Four for the first time in 4 years. Do the Hawks hold home court advantage here tonight, or does Southeast Melbourne make the sandpit their own as they have already this year? Matt Russell alongside Derek Rucker and Brad Rosen. How significant is it that the visiting team comes here with a head-to-head winning record against the top team this year and having won on the Hawks' home floor this year?
Well, I think it gives you a lot of comfort coming into the game, and with that comfort, Josh King can create confidence, and you look at those results right there. The first game was fairly low scoring, but then these two teams really kicked in and found form, Brad. This is a real toss-up series. I'm not sure who has the superiority on the other.
And I agree with you, and I look at those numbers and you can throw them out the door. Yeah. It's playoff time, don't worry about it. Both of these coaches and both of these teams are ready to go.
The coaches head-to-head is a great story. The Hawks' first regular season championship is a good story. Fittingly, because they led the league in so many stats, Brad. When you have a look at this list, look at all the number ones down the page there. What number, or numbers, plural, jump off the page to you?
All of them, Matty, and that's why we got this stat right here. This is why they are the #1 team in the league and why I think they will eventually win this series. While Southeast Melbourne Phoenix are fantastic, look at that. The points, the rebounds, the field percentage, bench points, points from turnovers. I can just keep going. This team has had a wow of a season.
But can they keep it going in the postseason and off a 3-week break? Derek, when it comes to the opposition tonight, their guards, Angus Glover, Owen Foxwell, how will they be affected by Derek Walton Jr, who returns from a hamstring injury for the first time in 48 days? I know you love the fact that Derek Walton Jr is starting. How might he affect their chances?
Well, it's up to Glover and Foxwell to figure it out. Derek Walton Jr is a championship series MVP. He deserves to be in the starting lineup. You can't look back in hindsight and wish you would have played him more, Matty. So Glover and Foxwell, they can figure it out. This is how they were entering this season in this role. Now, the one who may be sacrificed is Ben Ayer. We'll have to read how Josh King decides to use him. But Derek Walton Jr, he's sensational with the basketball. He's quick, he can score. And Brad, what I like is he's gonna give them a sensibility when needed. Here in a hostile environment, if Derek Walton Jr can be productive and guide his team, they have a very good chance of stealing game 1.
Absolutely, and I love the fact that those two are coming off the bench. Like you said, that's what they've been brought here for, and that's what they can produce. That man right there, you just want him to get through that first couple of minutes where he takes off and goes hard. But he, at his best, that gives Southeast Melbourne Phoenix a huge chance to get a road win.
Last time he played here, he had one of his 2 season double-doubles. He had 17 points
and 11 assists. What does Derek Walton Jr. do tonight off that 48-day injury break? There is the starting five. Derek Walton Jr. straight back in alongside Nathan Sobey, Joe Wieskamp, Matt Hurt and Jordan Hunter. For the Illawarra Hawks, they've only used 5 different opening fives all season, the fewest in the league, and they are rock solid again. Tyler Harvey, Drake Hill III and Sam Froling, the joint club MVPs. Wani Swakala-Bullock and Mason Peatling again out there to open this one. Our referees tonight are Vaughan Maybury, James Gagool and Ken Widgeon. The Illawarra Hawks, the little engine that could against South East Melbourne, who have lived up to their moniker and risen from a horrid start to the season. Hawks, Phoenix, head-to-head in the postseason for the first time. Justin Tatum takes a deep breath. The sandpit is sold out. It's semi-final Hungry Jacks NBL, and we are underway at the Wynn Entertainment Centre in Wollongong with a tip going the way of the visitors. Big Geordie Hunter with the reach for Matt Hurt to retrieve. South East Melbourne in the Final Four for the first time since 2021. The Hawks back in the semis after last year's loss to South East Melbourne at this stage. Sobey leaves his shot short and Trey Kell gets the board.
And right away you see Justin Tatum elects to put Swakala-Bullock on Nathan Sobey to try and curtail Sobey's confidence early on.
Sam Froling would love an early score. What a season he's having. Tough hook shot, and it's the bottom of the net for Sam.
And I love that with Illawarra. Go straight to your big man. Let him get a set. Let him get that field. And like you said, Matty, let it drop. Now they have to go back to Matt Hurt. Or not go back to Matt Hurt. Give it to Matt Hurt. Let him work off this.
Well, here it is. Hurt fumbles the ball. Harvey dives and finds a trailing Mason Peatling. Wani Swakala-Bullock. The Hawks at their best, but the shot lets them down. Sam Froling, the only score so far, he's had 11 points, 14 and 18 against the Phoenix this season. The first shot from Walton Jr. is off the mark. Hamstrings can be tricky. How does Derek Walton Jr. handle the back end of this injury-interrupted season? Mason Peatling, what an addition to the opening five, the starting five he's been.
Well, he was inserted into that starting lineup about midway through the season, and it's been a great move from Justin Tatum, and that's something we've seen him do effectively, especially here at the Wynn Entertainment Center, is knock down that open three ball.
His 19th consecutive start as Wieskamp goes off the glass to open South East Melbourne scoring.
And I like that he gets going. Round 14 they played here, and Wieskamp was struggling a little bit, then came back with 22 points as Mason Peatling shoots another three. Good rebound here by Sobey, but Wieskamp is that guy that can be a game breaker.
Sobey off a big game against the Hawks last start as well. Some tough play from Derek Walton Jr., but he comes away empty, and Wani Swakala-Bullock, who has a great three ball, hits one early.
I've said it all throughout the course of the season that Swakala-Bullock is developing into one of the premier 3-and-D guys. He's an all-court fantastic basketball player.
Phoenix have to be careful here to not play at the pace of Illawarra. There's a good move, but look at this. They've had layups, they've had a couple of open threes. This pace, South East Melbourne do not want to play that game. That'll be danger.
Froling on Hurt. What a battle that will be. Again, it's Wani Swakala-Bullock. He's third in the league for three-point percentage at 44. Nailed his first, couldn't double down right there. Geordie Hunter from range. The big man says that's three.
Underrated from three. In fact, I'd like to see him try and stretch the defense a bit more. He has the capability to knock that down, and then it can open up his dives, as we know he's brilliant at.
Tyler Harvey's trademark runner is off the mark. South East Melbourne finished 16 and 13. They lost a play-in game against Perth, but bounced back with a huge comeback that we featured pre-game against Adelaide to reach this stage. The first whistle of the evening, 3.5 minutes in. The referees have put the silverware away.
Derek, I just want to get your thoughts there. Derek Walton Jr. looks great. He looks really ready. He's tested that hamstring. He's worked hard, you can tell.
Quick, explosive. He's keeping his hips low. And right now, it's just a matter of whether his skills are sharp, Brad, because we saw him miss a layup earlier where he did a great job of getting to the rim, as Vaughn Mayberry is discussing with the score bench. A little time discrepancy, Matty.
So I think the Wani Swakala Bullock was originally called as a long 2. It has been changed to a 3. We called it as a 3. That's the way it's been identified now. That foul, the first foul of the game, called on the man we speak of, Wani Swakala Bullock.
Good refereeing. They waited for the stoppage in play to get it done. Now let's see where they go here. And nice move here by Walton.
He was looking to assist Geordie Hunter, but handed it straight to Sam Froling, who fumbled baseline. Phoenix ball.
In the opener, I said that this was a real toss-up series. A lot of it is due to the fact that physically both of these teams match up well.
Joe Wieskamp, beautiful shot. He drops the triple, and he locks us up at 8.
Well, one thing about a Josh King team, Brad, is they won't lack confidence or intensity. And realistically, they played their worst half of basketball in that elimination game against Adelaide, and they survived.
Trey Kell off the mark. They go back to Joe Wieskamp, averaging 17 points per game against Illawarra. And Obi's missed. The trailing Hurt draws the whistle.
The late whistle, Matty. But as our colleague Andrew Gay says, as long as the late whistle is correct, we're happy with it. Sobey in the Amy replay. Hurt got a push down low.
Called on Sam Froling. Here it is. This angle will tell us the significance of the contact.
Minimal but impact.
You got to call it when the guy's in the air.
Absolutely. We've seen in so many games how substitutions come in and out, but in these last few weeks, it's been really tight from all the teams. Not one substitution yet in this game, and that's players coming back from injuries as well. As we see Todd Blanchfield, the first off the bench for Illawarra, making a sub now.
Hurt makes both of the free throws, our first of the evening. There's the answer from Illawarra at the other end.
Well, that's where they can exploit Derek Walton Jr. I'm sure he's not ready defensively to guard a guy like Trey Kell. And Sobey gets on the rack. Outstanding athleticism with both teams in this game. Two of the more impressive physical teams in the league, Brad.
Very true.
Beautiful finger roll finish from Sobey, answered by Trey Kell the third.
Well, this is where he's just so good, Trey Kell. He had that beautiful pass to Mason Peatling when he hit the 3 in the corner earlier in the game, and now two great moments for him.
Geordie Hunter gets mobile down the lane. An early highlight from the Phoenix big man. Has to get back in D now on Froling, who scores regardless.
Well, two of the better teams in the competition on the defensive end, not finding any cohesion, and there are a lot of rim attacks as both teams are playing very smart offensively. Push the ball, put pressure on the individual defenders. The Amy replay, Sobey rejects the screen, and Hunter's the best in the business at diving and dunking.
Well, we spoke about substitutions. Now there's mass ones. Ung Jung Lee, Blanchfield and Hickey come into the game for Illawarra, and Glover and Owen Foxwell come into the game for Southeast.
This first quarter will be really interesting. Both of these teams are good first quarter outfits.
Yeah.
The Hawks have won 18 of their 29 first quarters so far. 18 of 29. Phoenix, 18 of 31. Back to the Hawks. We know they're the highest scoring first quarter team, and they've won their last 6 first quarters. So the opening term at 15-14 is playing out as the stats suggested.
That's why we're going to overtime tonight, Matty. We've got some OT coming, I feel it.
Well, right now, the Phoenix are doing a good job on the rebounding on the glass. They're leading that count, and they're not a great rebounding team, whereas Illawarra are #1 in the competition in NBL25.
Kell finding the veteran Blanchfield. Still hunting his first championship. Is this the year for Todd Blanchfield as Will Hickey thought about shooting? Fake finds the high percentage hand of Sam Froling.
All year the bench has been outstanding for Illawarra, and this is where they've come in now. 3 bench players have really ignited this team, and that was a great move by Davo Hickey.
Angus Glover had a great game here last start. And there's a nice shot showing his quality. The former Illawarra Hawk, the former King, Angus Glover, 2-time championship winner. Southeast Melbourne with plenty of NBL championship winners across their roster. Sobey pulling up. Off the mark, and the rebound falls for Trey Kill. Derek, I asked you pre-game about which of the Hawks' 3 joints, that's right, 3 joint club MVPs, Trey Kill, Sam Froling, or Tyler Harvey, will play the most important role tonight. The one you nominated actually isn't out there right now. Tyler Harvey is sitting.
Man, he got off to a little bit of a slow start, but he's going to have plenty of time to impact this basketball game. And his ability to shoot the basketball right now while everyone is penetrating, Brad. He's going to have moments later on in this game where he's able to pop from deep. And the success of this team will be based on how he shoots that ball as Kell decides to fire one from deep. Trey Kell knocks down his first 3 of this game.
Well, I'm not sure what to read into it. That's the 4th sub for Illawarra, but no Darius Days. So I'm not sure if that injury is still niggly, but it will be interesting to see how many minutes he plays as Nathan Sobey shoots the 3. A little bit early, I feel, and now they push the Illawarra Hawks.
So they go back to Trey Kill, all NBL first, along with Tyler Harvey. The Hawks backcourt having 2 slots in that all-NBL first team. Sam Froling making all-NBL seconds, his first all-NBL selection.
And this is the interesting one that we chatted about. We've discussed the possibility of some difficulty with the guard rotation with Derek Walton Jr. returning, but Josh King is going to show everyone that he's going to play all his guards with Ben Air checking into the game.
Reckon you can predict the perfect NBL25 bracket? Yeah, good luck with that. Head to nbl.com.au/win or scan the QR code to play. Predicting anything in the NBL is nigh on impossible.
Well, Derek predicted he would work from Perth to Brisbane.
Come on, why are you bringing that up? That's over. The King season is over.
Not over for me, my man.
Wow.
Lockie Olbrich out there and giving a nod of approval to his teammates as he comes away 1 of 2 at the line, making the back end. The Hawks by 2. 7 minutes gone in the first quarter at the sandpit in Wollongong. As Angus Glover
hit it with a right-to-left crossover.
He's made both of his shots so far. Jung Lee, beautiful pocket pass for Olbrich, who ran into trouble under the backboard. And gives the ball back to Owen Foxwell. Foxwell, and 1 to come. Off the left hand, he was under pressure. Owen Foxwell, the 21-year-old, out of Bulleen. What a season he's having.
And look at this block here. We talk about Illawarra's bench. Well, how about South East Melbourne Phoenix? 4 of their bench players on at the moment. Foxwell, forget that he didn't start. He knows how to put the ball in the hole, and he does it right there. And this is where you look at Derek Walton Jr. and the fact that he was out. Now you got Ben Air coming off a 17-point game. Foxwell coming off some outstanding games. And you look at Glover, and all 3 will make an impact right now. Look at Air up and into the game.
Last time Owen Foxwell was in Wollongong, he had a season-high 22 points, season-high 6 rebounds, season-high 7 assists. And there's a beautiful shot to get him going early in this one.
Well, I thought he deserved more consideration for most improved player. And that doesn't matter really, because the Southeast Melbourne realize now that they have a young local point guard who can not only lead your team, but score the basketball as well and shoot effectively from outside the 3 as Glover fouls young Jung Lee on the offensive glass. Jordy Hunter.
Will Hickey left alone to take that 3-point shot. He's shooting the 3 ball at 29% as opposed to his 50% field goal shooting. So the scout saying that we can give Will a look.
Well, it is, and you look at that up fake 3 that he just got before, and someone ran at him, and then he literally gave a layup. I think that was to Sam Froling off the break, and here's Blanchfield. Oh, nice tip off the rim. But that's the game plan on Hickey, and you've got to stick to it.
That time it's better from Todd Blanchfield, the 16-season veteran from Mackay. Still hunting his first championship, and this is a golden chance for him, Derek.
And Brad, Illawarra shoot the ball so well. They led the league in field goal percentage this season. And right now with Youngjoong Lee out there, Hickey creating off the bounce, and Blanchfield almost has a secondary three-point shooter out there behind Lee.
Yep.
There's a lot of ground you must cover because they stretch the floor so well.
Well, he's really changed that up, Coach Tatum, in the last few rounds. We noticed where he does like playing them together. Now you add Trey Kell, it actually allows Davo to move around and do what he needs to do. So just smart coaching, and both are outstanding at their game at what they do. Of course, Coach of the Year, Tatum, and what a year and a half or nearly 2 years he's had.
Foxwell making both. Josh King, the Phoenix coach, a 39-year-old out of Hammond, Indiana. And of course, Justin Tatum, the 45-year-old out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, that's
Two Americans.
That's number 2 on Jordy Hunter. Sorry for interrupting you, Matty. And King will bring back Matt Hurt. And again, Hunter's foul trouble isn't as significant as some bigs on other teams would be because of the depth up front of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. They just slot Matt Hurt back into the lineup and they're ready to go again.
Well, I agree, and then what it does is it makes the 5-man now. Now, Lockie Olbrich has got to guard a Matt Hurt. Now you roll it into him. Let Matt Hurt go to work on Lockie Olbrich. That would be a good position for Southeast to be in.
Would you prefer to roll it into him on the block or pull him out into the mid-range and face up?
Honestly, it doesn't matter because I think he's good at both. As long as just put it to where he wants that ball in comfort.
Olbrich, a 56% free throw shooter, has dropped 3 of 4 early in this one. Malik Lewis, the next star, is out there. His first shot jumps out of the hole. Scores level, 90 seconds left in the first quarter. Lockie Olbrich trying to back down. Angus Glover, he kicks it out, and Todd Blanchfield does it again.
Well, that's a bad scout on 2 occasions. You can't be there any later than on the catch. He just lets it launch.
Now Glover gets away from Blanchfield, gets to the backboard. The acceleration and the jump of Angus Glover. Great offense leaving Blanchfield in his wake. Now Kell. Hard back off the rim, no go, and Lewis runs the floor. Malik Lewis dispatches Blanchfield. No whistle play on.
That was a foul, Matty.
Yeah. Trey Kell! The gong is going off.
Big swing there. No call on the other end. 3 ball on the other.
It looked like a foul. It went uncalled, and then the Hawks make the Phoenix pay. Strong rebound. Kell again. He's feeling it right here. Hickey loses the ball. He was looking for Olbrich. It slipped away. Ten seconds left in the quarter. Southeast Melbourne want the final shot. It's with Foxwell. The bounce pass between the legs, it's too tricky for Southeast Melbourne, and the mid-court prayer finishes well wide of the mark. Entertaining as we expected. The Hawks have done it again. For a 7th game in a row, they've won the opening quarter. They've gone past their league-leading season average for the first quarter, and they lead it 31-27.
quarter time. Sam Froling told me before the game that there may be a few nerves out there given the occasion, but there have been no signs of that from either team. It has been high octane so far. Josh King and Justin Tatum giving each other plenty to think about on the sidelines, guys.
Absolutely, Joe. Thank you. Brad Rose, and a couple of numbers jumping off the stats page after that first quarter in your eyes.
Yeah, 3 assists to South East Melbourne Phoenix on 9 made shots, but 9 assists on Illawarra's 11 made shots. They're moving the ball around as Tyler Harvey misses that. And that'll be a jump ball, so that should go to South East Melbourne. But an interesting one here, Darius Days is now in the game.
Yeah, he's getting his first burn, and be interesting to watch. He's got a good matchup here against Malik Lewis, but one of the other numbers, Matty, was the 6 made threes by the Hawks in that first quarter, and a lot of that was off really good dribble penetration. Both teams, but in particular, Southeast Melbourne having trouble controlling the ball.
Here's Matt Hurt. Just gets away from Froling momentarily, but can't finish. They win the scrap for the loose ball, and Malik Lewis fixes it up second time around. So a real spread of scoring for Southeast Melbourne, led by Angus Glover with 6, leading the way for Illawarra. It's Trey Kell, double figures in the first quarter, 10 points.
The other stat, sorry Matt, the other stat I'd really like to bring up is you see Froling going to work. That shot right there by Matt Hurt was his first one for the game. That's unacceptable if you're the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. You need to get that guy the ball and get in some shots. He's a bucket getter.
And sometimes when the pace is this high and it's frantic out there and guys are actually making shots, both teams shooting a good percentage, sometimes a player can get left out, and sometimes that 4-5 man finds himself in no man's land in high transition games.
Dan Greeder getting some early time in the second quarter. Maybe Justin Tatum knows what he does to the crowd and his teammates.
If I'm Phoenix, and I just want to get back to what Derek's saying, I don't want that pace of the game. I don't think you can go for 40 minutes with that with Illawarra. For me, getting Matt Hurt the ball is just a must.
Sam Froling steals the ball from Malik Lewis. So a bit of momentum here for Illawarra. They led at quarter time. They're out by 3. Greeder out there, and his pass, a poor one, pounced on by the Phoenix before it arrived at Sam Froling. Walton Jr. kicks it out for Wieskamp. It went around the rim and down.
Well, you saw him earlier in the season have a nice shooting game here in Wollongong, and a guy who has really shown a lot of resilience to be a productive bench member for the Phoenix.
Trey Kell, you could hear the 4th referee out there in the background. It was Justin Tatum, and his request was answered. Foul called on Nathan Sobey. It's his first for the game.
Well, Trey Kell's having that type of game already. You look at him get it here. He's already got 10 points from 4 or 6. There's the foul you just see there. He's got 4 rebounds and 2 assists already with 0 turnovers. Trey Kell, obviously a huge part. And Derek probably was right up there for the top 3 players in the league at the beginning of the season, but I think injuries really sort of put that to bed. But, oh man, he's playing.
Yeah, when he's healthy, he is a top-notch player. By the end of the season, obviously, he was named in the first-team All-NBL as a reward for his performance. But something that Illawarra do really well is look after the basketball. They had the lowest turnover percentage in the league. And again, you look at the ratio in this game, 11 assists to 2 turnovers, outstanding.
Trey Kell averaging 18 points per game this season. Nathan Sobey, not bad either, finding fantastic form through the back half of the season. 17 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists for Sobes. Now Kell kicks it out for Dan Greeder. And Greeder buries 3 more.
And again, it's just the strength of Illawarra. Their players come off the bench. They're ready to go already. That's 5 points for Greeder. And there's Matt Hurt. He's just so good.
Greeder very much part of the depth of the Illawarra Hawks. Their unity, camaraderie on show all season. Greeder puts it on the floor, gets to the glass. What a little cameo from Dan Greeder. It might be more than a cameo if he keeps playing like this.
A little misdirection move off the catch, caught Sobey sleeping.
Hurt. And Greeder concedes the foul. So he goes from offense to defense, on that occasion illegal.
Great pass again.
The dribble penetration again, Brad.
That's his third assist. Nice move, Gritter. Great minutes for him. He's coming off the bench now.
Derek, would South East Melbourne have expected this from Dan Gritter, this involvement this early on? Because 4.5 minutes per game he's been averaging, just the 2 points. Hasn't seen a lot of court time, but here he is, crucial minutes early in the first half.
But down the stretch of the regular season, Matty, he was getting some minutes where you started to realize, okay, he's feeling better about himself. His energy is super infectious, not only for his teammates, but for this crowd as well. As there's burgers on the line, Matt Hurt says, not right now. But any minutes that Gritter comes in and gives them that are productive seem to mean more.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got some pieces to play with. Justin Tatum and Goulding certainly part of that.
And King has brought in Glover and Kenyon to try and stymie this Illawarra Hawks dribble penetration, because right now they have no handle on the ball handler.
I sat there professionally asked, could you watch a blocking call? If that's every time, that's disrespectful.
I'm just asking, not every time.
And it doesn't make, because this man missing obvious calls. Based on the baseline, obvious calls.
Well, I got to say, well handled by the referees. Everyone is into this game. Both coaches are yelling, players are physical. It is the great way to handle it because there is so much on the line in game one.
It's finals time and it's on show everywhere tonight in the Wynn Entertainment Centre. As the crowd voices its displeasure at that call.
Well, it's been called on the back of the head, so we'll look for the replay right here.
That's a foul.
Yeah, that's a foul. Good call.
And it's interesting how teams respond after breaks. And both of these teams were so good during the regular season on the defensive end, but you can see they're just a step reactive. They're not progressive in the way they're attacking the ball handler. Their help defense seems to be a bit off of where it should be. And it's going to be the team that makes the adjustment first, Brad, and can snap into really good, sound defensive principles and execution that will be able to start to establish a bit of a margin in this game.
Completely agree. I don't think there will be a margin in this game. I think it's going to be close the whole way, but I agree with you.
Hurt 1 or 2 at the line. Sam Froling with 2 personals takes a seat. The only other man with multiple personal fouls for Illawarra. Wani Swakala bullet. There is Tyler Harvey at his best.
And Josh King is just bemused looking at his assistant coaches like, what can we do?
Matt Kenyon assisted by Derek Walton Jr.
You know what, Matty? They may just have to outscore them.
Oh, that's playing with danger, but I hear you.
Here's Lockie Olbrich off the glass. The Hawks, the highest scoring team in the league with the best offensive rating, most points per possession. Can South East Melbourne win a shootout against the Hawks? Kenyon again says, yes, we can.
Matty Kenyon says, Brad, why are you doubting me? I can get buckets. We can outscore this team.
Mind you, South East Melbourne 3rd in the league for points per game and points per possession, so it's 1v3. It could well be a shootout won by South East Melbourne, D. Rucker.
Look at the Amy replay. Derek Walton Jr. so savvy and smart in there, and Kenyon not known for being really efficient from the three-point line. Knocks down a big corner 3.
That man right there, it is so critical of how you prepare yourself when you've had a hamstring. He has come back. He has now got 6 assists for the game.
Now, man, bear with me because I know you already have this, but the NBL app, it's the only place for all your latest breaking news direct to your device. Get to the App Store or Google Play. I love the Pooyah and Hard Nuppers delivered by Damon Lowry, Hawks championship winner, but there is any number of additions to the NBL app. You're on there often, Derek Rucker. You can't miss your best
His phone flashes up and it says, Derek, you've been on it for 15 hours a day. Can you stop and go to bed?
He gets an alert and it reads my best work.
And he typed that.
Oh, boy. Well, these teams are shooting the ball super effectively from the three-point line. The Hawks 7 of 11 and the Phoenix 6 of 10.
60% from the field for the Phoenix overall to 51 of the Hawks. This is just an outstanding quality game.
As you'd expect come semi-final time, there's some quality from Wieskamp. The big swat, the block on the Illawarra Hawks. Now Derek Walton Jr. retreats.
Brad, he looks really good.
Doesn't he? Matt Kenyon again, other side of the court this time with a different result. The miss is fielded by Harvey. And Tyler Harvey lets rip with a three.
Well, why give it to Dave O'Hickey when you can get a three when you're Tyler Harvey? That's his 5th point and knocks down his first three. 8 of 12 from the three-point line of the Illawarra Hawks.
Magnificent three-point shooting from both teams tonight so far. Now Matt Hurt. He misses. The commentator's curse rears its head. So 6 of 12 from range for the Phoenix, as you mentioned, Brad. 8 of 12 for Illawarra. And it's the Hawks by 2 midway through this second quarter. A sold-out sandpit in Wollongong, game 1 of the second playoff series, or the semi-final series in Aussie parlance.
And right now, Southeast Melbourne doing a really good job on the offensive end of getting points in the paint. They've got 19 to Illawarra's 18. And Brad, keep in mind, Illawarra led the league in points in the paint this season, and it was by a sizable margin.
Good point. The Hawks hunting a half-set tree with a three-pointer right here. Instead it's Olbrich down low. On Matt Hurt, Olbrich gets away. The reverse layup. Josh King wants a timeout. The youngster, Lockie Olbrich, against the former NBA player Matt Hurt, and a little win there for the Illawarra Hawks big man. Watch it again on the Amy replay.
Well, catches Hurt with heavy feet, and Josh King was signaling for a timeout. Didn't get it quick enough. Brad, he looked at you in disgust.
I was going to run up there and tell them I was so nervous.
That wasn't because the bench missed his timeout. He just looked at Brad in disgust.
Wow, okay.
49-45 at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. High scoring, high quality, a lot to like so far.
Yeah, I do, and I think that's a great timeout by Phoenix. The Illawarra are going to keep going. Right now, 49 points. They're looking at 60, 65 points. Too much.
Let's listen to Josh King.
Actually, no. We're going to go double four. Double four. So look. Joe, Maddie, D-Walk, Sobes. Actually, I want Sobes in this corner. Curl it back. I want Foxy here. Curl up here. Slip out. Stay in the corner, Fox. Look at Giants play. Hey, need stops. Let's go.
Here's a walking, talking advertisement for throat lozenges and chamomile tea, because Josh King leaves nothing on the floor. That sounds strange to say about a coach, doesn't it? It's more like a player you'd say that about, but he is the most energetic coach that I've seen in the league for a long, long time.
Well, he comes into the league in a very challenging position with the team at 2-6, I believe they were, Brad, when Josh King took over. And he's been a great addition to the league. Great talent, personality, and he gets his team to win.
Derek Walton Jr. provides again for Matt Hurt. He has come back like he hasn't missed a day, and he has 7 assists so far in the first half. Derek Walton.
His lower body strength, Derek, is amazing. The strength that he can get through his stays low point guards, he is textbook the way he dribbles that ball, and that is just way too easy.
For Will Hickey to finish. But back to Derek Walton Jr. He's played 11 minutes and he has 7 assists. The ball goes to him again.
Smart.
Shot clock to single figures. They go to Hurt. Now Walton Jr. ducks and weaves his way to the rim.
Well, he finally gets his first bucket. Only his 3rd field goal attempt of the game. But his contribution has been significant.
Beautiful basketball. Good things happen, and I keep repeating it. When Matt Hurt touches the ball, he doesn't necessarily have to shoot it, but he draws the double team, goes out, and they can't guard him.
The Hawks 10-4 on their home floor this season. Todd Blanchfield. He liked the look of that through the air, and Will Hickey gets an O board. Now it's Tyler Harvey from outside. He misses as well, and this time Sobey makes sure of the rebound. He's then fouled by Trey Kell.
Well, it took a bit longer than I had anticipated for that whistle to come. And Kell's helped up off the floor But the Phoenix have done a good job, Brad, hanging around. Illawarra's hit them with some haymakers early, and it hasn't knocked them out. One possession game, Phoenix ball.
It was Kell's first personal. I mentioned the Hawks 10-4 at the Sandpit this season. Only teams to win here this year: Adelaide, United, Cairns, and Southeast Melbourne. The Phoenix trying to become the first to win here twice this season.
Big couple of minutes for both teams here. You don't want to go in down. You want to stay close. And I'm loving the physicality and the refereeing. I think some of it's let go, but it's both sides. I have no worry the way this game is calling. It's physical, but it's fun to watch.
Hawks hop into a 2-3 zone, and Derek Walton Jr. looks at them and says, "Are you kidding me?"
He looks good, and his body language was great. He pulled up there confident. Had a skip in his step as he turned to defense. Derek Walton Jr. out of action for 48 days, but you wouldn't know it. Another miss by Illawarra, and here he comes again. Derek Walton Jr. Eyes on the backboard, and he runs into trouble. Another foul called on Trey Kell, the third. He was going to sub himself out. He was running back to the bench.
Well, he doesn't believe there was a foul.
So he's picked up a couple real quickly.
And there may be some merit to Trey Kell III's claim. Justin Tatum isn't even looking at his assistants for any possibility of a challenge. Walton will go to the line and shoot two.
Great to have our pumped by Reebok influencer seats filled again tonight as Walton misses the front end. Georgie Hansen is here, as is Kev Achampong. Kev is an NBL1 hooper. Also delivers some funny skits and witty takes. Good to see Kev here, and Georgie. Yeah, fantastic content, more than 700,000 followers. They're both NBL Finals ambassadors, giving great advertisement to this fantastic league.
Congrats to them for being ambassadors. I guess that's what you say, Brad.
That is.
Okay.
With 700 followers, you can say whatever you like.
I've got 1.5 million followers combined.
Wow.
So see if you can get them to put a photo of you up, Brad.
They would lose 1.5 million followers very quickly.
2 and a bit minutes left in the second. It's been tight, it's been tense all the way, and it is a high-scoring game at 52-51, quite obviously. Kell stays out there, despite those 2 quick fouls. Blanchfield, catch and shoot, under pressure, hits the side of the backboard. And Wieskamp, Tyler Harvey, tempting fate. Then there's a whistle. It will be called on Blanchfield.
Well, that was interesting because they let the first foul go.
Love the no
and
call.
Then it winds up being to the benefit of the Phoenix as they get now an and one possibility. You see right here, Brad, that's the first foul. Harvey thought it was committed, and Blanchfield commits it on the lay-in.
Not only did I think Harvey's was a foul, I thought it might be called unsportsmanlike.
Well, it would have been if it was called. Yeah, you'd think that's the case. I don't know. I'm really mixed on that one. Should it be called because it's unsportsmanlike? But I love that they let it go. Don't give them an out. It's a 2-point now, 3-point play.
Half-time, we wheel out the big guns. Felix Von Hoff, Leonard Copeland, Peter Hooley. Thanks to basketball.com.au to break down this first half, to talk about Josh King and Justin Tatum, the way they pulled the reins in the first half. They've got a busy few days, the boys, travelling to every semi-final venue.
They certainly do, and they've done a great job, and I love Copes' wardrobe. The contrast, the skin to the white jacket is amazing.
Derek's getting one tomorrow. I just know what he's thinking.
I learned a long time ago, Derek, not to compete with the likes of you or Leonard Copeland on the fashion front. Just go very plain and simple, and yet you two
well,
lead the way.
Well, it's working for you, Matty.
We love Leonard. Very funny guy. Amazing Hall of Fame player, and just someone who is good to be around.
Always smiling, isn't he? Always.
He's dropped 10 threes in Melbourne like Chris Goulding did last night. Like John Riley and Bryce Cotton have done in finals basketball. They were on the floor last night. The only 3 men to drop 10 made threes in finals NBL. Goulding, Riley, Cotton. And they were all there.
That was amazing last night. What a game.
Here's Drake Hill. Tough shot. He's denied by the D of Southeast Melbourne. Wieskamp. He leaves it wide of the ring as well. The rebound through Yunjung Lee. And now the foul is called on Malik Lewis. Tyler Harvey forcing it.
Those 2 possessions, I felt the offense was trying to make the contact to cause the foul. That's the Trey Kell one and the Wieskamp. I like the no calls. That one's different. That was fouled as he was going to the basket. I think the free-flowing game is great.
Yeah, I didn't love Wieskamp's decision in that last fast break opportunity. I thought he should have given it up. And in moments like this, with a 2-possession lead at that time, they really could have built something. You can't be cavalier about these fast break opportunities, especially when you have the numerical advantage.
Yeah, great point.
Correction, that's not on Lewis. The men with fouls for Southeast Melbourne. Glover with 2, Sobey and Foxwell out there with 1 each. And here is Foxwell. And then Wieskamp gets a touch to it just to knock it away from Trey Kell. But the Hawks will get the ball back. 1:14 left in the second quarter.
Brad, you looked at me. It looked like that came off Trey Kell's knee.
Shin. Yeah, shin or knee. I thought the same thing. That's why we sit here, Derek, and have no idea what's going on out there.
There's no appeal from Southeast Melbourne. Lee, his shot short. Here's Nathan Sobey looking for Foxwell. And there's an offensive foul called on the Southeast Melbourne side. Tyler Harvey, the man knocked over.
And this is the problem when Derek Walton Jr. is not on the court. 3 bad possessions. 2 of those possessions are the result of bad decision-making, and Josh King makes a substitution quickly. Walton Jr. back in the game.
But how about your MVP, Tyler Harvey, getting back on the defensive transition and does the charge. Great team defense by Tyler Harvey.
Sobey sits with 2 personals. Final minute of the first half. The Phoenix by 2. Now Matt Hurt is pinged by the referees.
Good sales job there from Trey Kell.
So crafty.
Gets himself to the free throw line.
Wow. Second on Hurt now.
Not much in it.
Well, I can tell you something, Brad. Don't challenge, because you're going to lose based on last night's game.
Shout out to David Lowry. I know what you're saying.
Tomorrow night, game 2 of that series in Perth, RAC Arena, Wildcats United.
Derek, you will be over there. You will be very much looking forward to that one. It will be an amazing game. 14,000 people. What a venue.
The NBL private jet takes off tomorrow from Kingsford Smith.
55-54, Southeast Melbourne lead it.
So you're serving the drinks, Ruck, is that what you're saying?
Derek Walton Jr. Who is going to lead it at halftime? And Derek Walton Jr. says, how about we do? The Phoenix on the back of a fantastic first half by Derek Walton Jr. Lead it by 3. 40 seconds still to play in this quarter.
And Derek Walton Jr. had a bit to say to the Illawarra Hawks. To paraphrase, none of you guys out here can check me. And Brad, I can't really argue with his position.
No, yeah, and what a great substitution. You called it before, there was a few poor decisions by Southeast Melbourne, but what a job to get him in.
Angus Glover back home, but in Southeast Melbourne colours, having delivered here for the Phoenix already this season. He spoke to Joe pre-game.
Josh talked about your resilience and toughness, especially over the last couple of games. It's obviously not all been smooth sailing. How do you think that benefits you guys tonight?
People, I guess, are writing us off a little bit from that start. And yeah, obviously, like I said, they're the first seed for a reason. And we've had to work our way from a 0-5 start. So, yeah, I mean, we're the underdogs. And I think we all enjoy having that tag with us. And yeah, it's going to be a hell of a series. But yeah, we're not taking a backward step at all, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's a real comparison between these two clubs. Last year, the Hawks started 2-7. They removed the coach. They put in Justin Tatum, and they went to a semi-final series. This year, the Phoenix start 0-5. They changed the coach, and Josh King takes them to a semi-final series.
All that is true, Matty, but let's get away from both these teams being underdogs. Are you kidding me? These are two talent-loaded rosters.
Absolutely.
Oh, well done.
Foxwell pinches the ball, goes to Derek Walton Jr. Wow. Foxwell, brilliant. He held the shot to beat Trey Kell and supplies the finish. That is beautiful to watch.
We look at this Amy replay. They play, give it back to one another, and look at the hang time with beautiful English on that basketball. Owen Foxwell, an up-and-coming star. Make no mistake about it.
Southeast Melbourne by 5. We've just got a short delay to review the clock. 20 seconds left. What an opening half by the visiting team. To lead it by 5 points, to score nearly 60 points so far. Kell, 5 seconds left, leaves the shot short. Now Derek Walton Jr., eyes on the clock, gets the ball of Wieskamp. There's an exclamation mark. There is the icing on a fine first half from Josh King's team.
Derek Walton Jr., what a push, what a pass, what a dunk by Wieskamp.
Derek
Look
Walton
at this.
Jr. finds Wieskamp right on the stroke of halftime. Unbelievable first half from the Phoenix.
61-54, Joe.
Yeah, thanks. I've got Joe Wieskamp with me. What a way to finish that second quarter there. Talk me through that first half.
Yeah, it's just nice to have Walt back. He's playing at a great level. He's getting downhill, finding us. So, yeah, sorry, I'm out of breath. But we've got 20 more minutes. It's a great team, and we've got to finish strong.
Defense is such a big part of the Phoenix philosophy. Talk to me about your execution out there in that first half.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think we had too many lapses. We were letting them get to their strong hands. We were putting them at the free throw line, and so I think we need to clean some stuff up in the second half.
Go catch your breath. Good luck for the rest of it.
Thank you.
Well, it's halftime here in game 1 of the semi-final series between the Hawks and Phoenix. There's 7 points in it at halftime. Stay with us. Felix, Pete, and Leonard will be back to break it down next.
Take your game from the local court to the big time. Step onto an NBL court after the final buzzer. Backing local ballers is just the beginning.
Your major local bank is proud to have supported the Illawarra Hawks through an incredible first year together. Now, we're backing the Hawks all the way to the finals. Greater Bank and the Illawarra Hawks. We've got your back.
so we reviewed our community programs and community directions, Hawks Health is where we landed, community focus on 3 key areas. One of those being mental fitness, so we've been fortunate enough for Greater Bank to jump on board and support our schools program. So we've got a mental fitness program in schools. A key focus is the First Nations area of the club. We've had a strong history, strong position in that region, and really targeting the Darwin people in the Darwin country, working closely with organisations like Illawarra Medical Service and key stakeholders in the area. And then the third one is diversity and inclusion, and looking at the main focus being female empowerment of young women and girls.
Yes, I love that, Kevin, all about that. But what has Hawks Health been able to achieve? Like, how many members of the community have we helped?
You can look at it tonight. It's an amazing turnout.
If defense wins championships, then someone better tell Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, because they are going about it the other way. 61 points in game 1 on the road, all thanks to the return of Derek Walton Jr., who at the moment is sitting at 9 assists at halftime, dominating this first half of basketball. Peter Hooley, Leonard Copeland, all thanks to basketball.com.au. What are you seeing at the moment?
Oh, I'm seeing a whole lot of buckets. It is so fun to watch the back and forth nature of it. You go through and look at how many points combined. Only 2 players in double figures for the whole game. And these are 2 teams that have gone really deep into their bench. We're seeing a lot of 11, 12-man lineups at times. They're getting through absolutely everybody, but you're right, Derek Walton Jr., it's been so fun to watch. Whichever team wants to play an inkling of defense is probably going to win this game.
Leonard, Derek Walton Jr., you mentioned it before, somehow has gone away, gotten injured, and come back a better basketball player than he was before.
Let me tell you something. He's the quickest guy on the floor. They don't have anybody that can guard him. They get the ball up the glass. He's pushing it down the floor. It takes him 2 or 3 dribbles to get it down the floor. And he's finding everybody wide open because they're trying to stop that ball. He's been amazing. 9 assists and a half is unbelievable.
What's impressed me the most is that he has barely looked for his own shot. He's happy. He understands right now that he's blowing past everybody. He's facilitating. He's getting everybody else involved, which is the most impressive part.
And he's sitting on 9 assists. And we ain't talking no NBA assists, handoff, dude takes 4 dribbles, they still count it. Jokic is getting them all types like that. We are talking 9 assists. You may as well just put the ball in the rim for him. Derek Walton Jr. is on track to have the most of the season.
It's so incredible kind of watch. He ran straight off at halftime. He turned to us and said, they should never let me come back.
With a couple of profanities in there as well.
He is feeling himself. We're over here sitting here like trying to replicate some of these moves. We couldn't dribble to save our lives. Cope did it okay, but nothing like this man.
Speak for yourself. I had that handle. The answer to Derek Walton Jr. for the Illawarra Hawks is Trey Callan. We've seen a pretty good scoring half for him so far.
Yeah, he's 4 for 9 from the field, and he started off on fire. I mean, look, he uses that big body, that big frame to get to the basket. I mentioned before the game, he needs to try to post some of these guards up. He's just so big and mobile around the basket. He gets his shot whenever he wants it, and he plays at his own pace.
And he's going to take control a little bit more on the offensive end. I think he's going to try, and you talked about it, Coach, from the whiteboard for Justin Tatum, control the tempo. Right now, the Phoenix are happy with the way this is going. Because as you mentioned, Derek Walton Jr. is the quickest player in the game. There's the Blackmore shot chart from Trey Callan. We know that this is a shooter's gym. We know that everybody can get hot here. We've seen Dan Greer come in and light it up, but they need to really slow things down, play the way they are capable of, and they'll be able to get back into this game.
Derek Walton is a superstar right now, but the X factor is going to be Wieskamp going on. Everybody needs an outside shooter to perform, and Wieskamp, while he's been inconsistent this year, he's stepping up tonight.
It's good to see him knock those shots down. He's 5 or 6 from the field, 13 points, and every time he took a shot, the bench got up because they knew it was going down. He's feeling good about himself. He goes to the glass. He's a big guard who can let it fly, and I love his shot.
I love the fact that, again, everyone understands right now Derek Walton Jr. is going to find them. All you've got to do is get to the right spot because you're a superstar point guard. You're a championship series MVP winner from a few years ago with the Kings. He'll find you, just knock it down.
It is high-octane basketball here, a 7-point lead for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, and that man right there, 10 threes yesterday. What's he going to do in RAC Arena, or is Bryce Cotton going to bounce back and show him the real MVP? Wildcats United tomorrow, 8 p.m.
into big business? My Package lets you buy campaigns online now with the help of a local Win television representative. Create a campaign, choose the audience and postcodes you want to target, and then track how it performs. You can even create your own video ad, all for as little as $550. Speak to your local Win office and go to mypackage.com.au today.
I grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, South Trinidad and Tobago. So I grew up playing football. Uncle, cousins, my grandfather played, everyone played. We were like track athletes in football. Basketball was kind of like a new thing to the family, I guess.
Foxwell for
There was this under 15 tryouts for the national team. I went there and I had a great couple of days, and one of the coaches told me to come practice with him, and that's how everything kind of built up. That's the short way of saying it. Having pro experience is really important because in college you get better during the season, during the games, but over here it's the off-court work that separates us from other people.
Good, Malik!
Seeing mock drafts and stuff, and now that it's coming down to the wire, I'm just thinking about the process and everything, and then when that time comes, I'll think about the actual draft.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Amy presents When Dreamers Become Next Stars. We are backing Malik Lewis to head to the NBA next season. Check it out on NBL socials. He's provided great rim protection in the first half, 2 blocks. South East Melbourne lead that department 5-0. South East Melbourne shooting the ball. Tyler Harvey practicing there, but the Phoenix 61% from the field. Wieskamp with 13 points. Trey Kell with 13 points. They're the game high scorers. Derek Walton Jr., Derek Rucker, 7 points, 9 assists.
And Josh King has navigated that dynamic between the guards very well.
Yes.
Sobey's been solid. Foxwell, Glover, and Ayer have all come off the bench and made really good contributions for the Phoenix.
Phoenix by 7, 10 lead changes in the first half. No player with more than 2 personals. Into the third we go. Tyler Harvey leaves his shot short, and Sobey grabs the rebounds. And I'd love to go 1-0 up and head back to John Cain Arena on Sunday, playing for a grand final appearance. Wieskamp gets away from Swakala Bullock and finishes at the rim.
And great strength there of Jordan Hunter. He is a big person that can pass the ball really well like that. And there's another great pass. Good block as well.
The 6th block of the game from the Phoenix. 6-0 now in favour of South East Melbourne. Wieskamp gets the ball back in his hand and finishes again off the glass.
Well, I don't like that matchup for the Hawks. Joe Wieskamp is too nimble and athletic, and now he has 17 points on 7 of 8 shooting.
Wow. Froling, only just the ball falls over the lip of the rim to get it back to 9 points. The difference, the biggest lead in the first half. Illawarra by 6, South East Melbourne by 7. A game high 7. So currently, we're at a game high 9 to the Phoenix. Trey Kell. Peatling. Swakala Bullock pushes it on for Tyler Harvey, who resumes normal transmission.
Well, it was only a matter of time before he gets going, and this Illawarra crowd is waiting for the Hawks to get themselves going here. A couple of stops and they run, and that'll get them right back into it.
Swakala Bullock lent into Matt Hurt, couldn't finish. Froling cleans up and gives Harvey another look at 3. Tyler Harvey shorts. But again, it's Wani, Swakala Bullock, and this time Tyler Harvey Harvey says it's good. Back-to-back bombs from Tyler, and all of a sudden, the sand bit is a bit noisy again.
A bit of careless basketball, low effort on a couple of possessions there from the Phoenix.
Walton Jr with the miss. No rebounder within Kui for the Phoenix. Easy pickings for Trey Kell. Harvey, the miss from three-point range. The margins in their 3 regular season meetings. The Hawks by 6, then the Phoenix by 3, and the Phoenix by 5. Here it is, 3 the difference in the third. Brad Rosen has tipped overtime. Derek Rucker has tipped Tyler Harvey to have a big say. And he might have a big say right here. Yes, he does. It's another triple from Tyler Harvey. And Josh King is forced into a timeout. They led by 11 a minute or so ago. And in the blink of an eye, Tyler Harvey says, let's lock it up.
Well, the Amy replay shows outstanding execution on the flare screen. Hawks working cohesively well back in this game, 65 all.
Justin Tatum, over to you. At 34 and 19 since taking over.
Keep the rebound high when you can. Let's go, Ram Beer. Ram. Yep. Ram here. All right. So I got T coming on. Trey, you copy here. Sam, you good? Come back and get Tyler on this one. Slip out of it. Get ready, Mason. Swat going back in. Fucking defense. Defense, let's go.
Okay, I think Justin Tatum wants his team to play defense. That's the beauty of live sport. You go up close and personal with competitive, professional sports people. And Justin Tatum puts the capital C on competitive.
Well, they put 11 points on the board in under 3 minutes to get themselves back in this game. And when a team calls a timeout like the Phoenix did, they usually respond quite well, but now they're being challenged, and that's a poor screen by Jordy Hunter. Offensive foul against the Phoenix.
I'll just be interested to see here. I think Derek Walton Jr. just went a little bit early, and that's the challenge when you're a point guard. I can see what he's trying to do, but you just have to wait that second longer and let your big get set.
That's foul number 3 on Jordy Hunter.
Joe, you were listening to Josh King in that most recent timeout.
Yeah, well, given the way the Hawks have come out this half, it is no surprise that he is looking to each and every one of his guys at the defensive end. He wants all hands on deck. He wants hands in faces, forcing stops and slowing down the Hawks in offense.
A holding foul called on Angus Glover as the frustration levels rise for the Phoenix. Tyler Harvey has hit 3 of 5 triples in the third quarter to race to a Hawks high 16 points ahead of Trey Kell's 13. The 2 all NBL first guards.
And they go to their picker action.
Harvey, little step back fadeaway, shot short. Walton Jr. throws it away. Backcourt violation. It's a Hawks ball.
Well, you see Josh King clapping there, and I agree. You want Derek Walton pushing the ball to get that pace, but then slow it down and get that half-court set. That's just an unlucky turnover. He was trying to get the ball to Matt King, but this is a crucial couple of minutes here for Southeast.
Well, an interesting substitution as Justin Tatum brings in Davo Hickey for Wani Swakala-Bullock. With Harvey on fire, there should be some lanes open for Hickey.
Hickey guarded by Wieskamp, and Will Hickey wins.
Yeah, good call, Derek. That's what he's able to do. They're not going to go and help and do what they got to do because of the shooters out there. So that allows Hickey.
He's just got a little bit more offensive weaponry than Swakala-Bullock does.
On a run here, the Illawarra Hawks. Malik Lewis. Nice cool with the miss though.
The offense had no movement in it.
Hickey finds Froling. Todd Blanchfield camped in the corner and dropping another three-pointer. His third for the game, 3 of 5 from outside.
Brad, we've seen Phoenix be susceptible to second half flameouts. Usually it happens in the fourth quarter. This is a bit exceptional.
The kick-on pass from Glover to Wieskamp. And Lewis strong. The teenager, his effort goes to waste though. And now Illawarra return the favour. Have we gone up a couple of gears in the third quarter? Will Hickey was on the ground and couldn't get to Wieskamp in time, but the miss from southeast Melbourne.
Well, the pace is still high, but it's just a little bit more street ball-y, which suits Illawarra tonight. As Froling gets on his left hand, nice flip off the glass. Illawarra taking control.
Well, they are, and you just mentioned it. Phoenix have got to be careful. They're starting to shoot the three and trying to get themselves back in the game by the big dagger. They've just got to get the ball through some hands. Walton Jr.'s been great, and give the ball to that man there and let him go to work. He's so tough down low.
From 65-56, it's now 72-65 in favour of Illawarra, and we're not done yet. Tyler Harvey.
Crossover coming. He had him. There it is.
Wieskamp commits the foul.
There it is.
Shot drops. Tyler Harvey will go to the line. And all of a sudden, southeast Melbourne are in quicksand and Illawarra are unstoppable.
Well, he had him earlier, and then he hit him with the right-to-left crossover, set him up perfectly. Those were all the signs of an elite offensive player. Tyler Harvey busting out in this third quarter.
20-4 is the run so far in this quarter in 5.5 minutes.
Incredible. Justin Tatum getting in the ears of his players at half-time. His very simple instruction out of the last time out. I won't give it in full, but it was defense. Defense. And his players have answered.
Well, Brad, maybe it took that half of basketball for them to get into the game, realizing they had that extended layoff, because they look totally different now.
21 days to the second since they beat Sydney by 20 points to wrap up the regular season championship. They've trained with the St George Illawarra Dragons NRL team as part of preparation for the finals, prompting Sam Froling to joke, I want to make the playing tournament next year. I don't want to be left at the mercy of these Dragons.
No, that doesn't sound fun.
Ooh, again, fumble from southeast Melbourne, who at times have looked so assured, but right now just can't score.
Well, great work by Todd Blanchfield to know. Plays within the rules. The ball was on the rim. Looked like it was going to drop in, and he tapped it out. Great effort, but then just a foul at the end there.
As you touched on, Brad, southeast Melbourne had 61 points to the half. They've scored 4 points in just over 6 minutes of the third quarter.
Well, Illawarra at home this season had a net rating of 17.6. An amazing number. Just shows you how dominant they've been this season here in Wollongong.
Finally, Derek Walton Jr. adds to the third quarter tally and adds to his haul tonight to 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting.
Well, this is an interesting start. Josh King has taken Matt Hurt out, and they're going very small, and I'm looking at this, Derek, and I'm thinking, is it Lewis or is it Wieskamp going to play 4-5, whatever that is? So it's gone very small. I have been one to get the ball to Hurt, but it's not working right now, so they've changed.
Well, Illawarra kind of dictated that by bringing in Blanchfield and Hickey in this quarter, and that really altered the shape of their height, and now they're going with Lachlan Ulbrich as their 5, so it really doesn't matter whether Wieskamp or Lewis matches up on Ulbrich.
Chess game of coaches. Brilliant.
Illawarra Hawks on the trail of their second championship and first since 2001. A turnover here, though. Joe Wieskamp called by Foxwell. Now Lewis trying to get away from Ulbrich, who does enough defensively. The Phoenix come away empty. Blanchfield for 3. No, but the rebound is taken by Trey Kell. And the follow-up too is good.
Well, that's the challenge. Because they have gone smaller, you've got big guards out there. The smallest for Illawarra is 6'4", so you've got to box out.
Nathan Sobey about to return for South East Melbourne as Walton Jr pulls up for a deep 2.
Just so composed. What an outstanding game coming back after not playing. What was Matt, 39 days or something, did you say? Or he hasn't played
48 days.
Wow. And to come back and be 11 points and 9 assists with only 1 turnover.
Darius Day's returning for the first time in 39 days, and Trey Kell, pretty much a constant all season, doing it for Illawarra in the big games at the back end of the season.
One of the most complete players in the NBL. No weaknesses to his game. Wieskamp hits on the rim, no good. And Phoenix falling apart on the offensive end in this third quarter. Mismatch.
8-point third quarter for them so far. There's Malik Lewis and his 4th block of the evening. NBA scouts watch out, and rim watch out. Blanchfield says, I might be 33, but I can still dunk.
Well, outstanding energy there from Dave O'Hickey. The ball could have gone anywhere, but he just wanted it more. Look at this. Goes and gets it,
relentless,
flicks it up, and goes to, forget the old legs, he goes upstairs. Toddy Blanchfield.
Todd Blanchfield goes to 11 points on 4 of 8 shooting. And all of a sudden, there's some energy in the house. Another sellout. So many of them this season at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. And they are in the mood to celebrate a big back end of Hungry Jack's NBL25. The NBL social media challenge are a must. Get involved with NBL's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X and Snapchat channels. All the banter is on there. Snapchat channels.
And down 13 late in this third quarter. Justin Tatum just trying to keep his troops focused on what has worked well.
A 28-8 third quarter, Brad Rosen, as you look at the numbers provided by their backcourt stars.
Well, there's no coincidence that they were 2 of our first all-NBL team players. And look at what they've been able to do. Look at Trey Kell, 18, 7, 4. Those 19 points, Tyler Harvey came out at halftime and went bang, 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 and let this Illawarra Hawks crowd get back into the game.
Well, he's got 12 points in this quarter, and I just love, Matty, the fact that these guys complement each other so well.
Those numbers were tonight's numbers to this point. How high can they go? Do the Hawks get away, or is there a fight back from South East Melbourne, a la against Adelaide last start? Ben Eyre out there.
Well, he had 17 of those points against Adelaide last time and really gave them that fire off the bench. So he won't be shy, Derek. He will put it up.
He went scoreless in his last couple of outings against Illawarra, Ben, but there are 2 points for him. And now the foul is called on Foxwell.
White 30.
Well, Mason Peatling's upset with himself because he felt like he wanted to get the ball to Trey Kell, who had Owen Foxwell on him.
So any more fouls from South East Melbourne will send Illawarra to the line with 1:15 left in the third quarter. A huge period for the Illawarra Hawks. They trailed at halftime 61-54. Hickey. And it's Phoenix ball.
Correct call, Matty. I thought it came.
I got it off Ben Ayre's body.
I thought it came off Ben Ayre also.
Ben Widgeon telling James Gragoul to change that decision. And the crowd tells the story. Trey Kell with nothing but salty Wollongong air, but there's a whistle.
Brad, we can relate to how difficult it is to play against William Hickey as a guard. He's long, he's athletic, and he's got a nose for the basketball to match his desire. He's always around the offensive glass. He's back cutting. And if he gets a matchup against a smaller guard, it's a nightmare for that defender.
6'3", 6'4", I would say. The athleticism.
Plays taller.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's really strong the way he plays. And he's a nightmare to box out on that offensive glass. So while he was such a huge part of where they ended up at this stage, at the end of the regular season, had an outstanding season.
Will Hickey at the line. 84-71. Lewis to Foxwell. That's the voice of Justin Tatum you can hear in the background. Riding his team. Late in the third quarter, Sobey. The ball was knocked away by Harvey. Here's Ben Air from outside. No. And it's a Hawks ball. Southeast Melbourne were adamant, fighting back from 0-5 to make the semi-finals is not enough for us. We're chasing our first championship. Having made the Goulding 2019 in this league. There's a big finish required.
Well, that is working. They are going into Trey Kell here, and he's able to move, not necessarily score. That was a great pass that he had out of that post up, but he now go to the line because they're over the limit. 5 fouls to this quarter for Phoenix, and that'll be 2 free throws. But there is a substitution. Dan Greeder is going to be coming in for Trey Kell if he makes the second.
But through the 3 quarters, Justin Tatum's strategy to eliminate Matt Hurt offensively has been very good.
Yeah,
Matt Hurt, at the moment, 8 points, but most importantly, Matty, he's only had 5 field goal attempts. He has not been a factor in this game, and just a great job by the Hawks, big men, in limiting his effectiveness.
Well, they're crowding him, and you're right. And when they was posting up, they were having 2 and 3 people on him at all the time, and it was great. But we just saw a sub there, Owen Foxwell. They're getting the bigger Wees camp in.
So Ben Air giving a running warning there for dissent. And Trey Kell becomes the first player to 20 points tonight. On 6 of 12 from the field, 5 of 6 at the line. Where points 19 and 20 came from. So it's 15 the advantage to the home team. Josh King, 15 and 8 since taking over. What's going to draw up at 3-quarter time? He's lifted his side all season, but so many times this season in comeback wins, and they need a big one here. The foul is called on Peatling.
Brad, you talk about that Illawarra Hawks bench leading the competition in scoring per game. And Will Hickey's got 6 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and he's a plus 22.
Smart foul. You can give another one. Oh,
yeah. Wees can't. You're right, Brad. I was looking at the same thing. They could have given another foul.
Wow.
Now Sobey waved away. Waved away the finish by Wieskamp, and then it looked like Sobey, which would have been a real bonus heading to 3-quarter time. But the shot didn't beat the clock. And Illawarra, what a 3rd quarter it was. From down at half-time, 61-54, they lead it to the break, 86-73.
Even picking up the groceries. At City Motors Group, our range is as versatile as your lifestyle and the perfect place to start your adventure. Take control. It's your journey. It's your drive. With City Motors Group, we rise together.
Okay, we welcome Ryan to half court because he is about to shoot a half court shot to win $1,000 from City Motor Group. So that is one shot, $1,000. Let's do it.
How you feeling?
I'm pretty nervous, but I'll get it done.
We saw you warming up in the corner there. I think you got this. Look down the camera and say, I've got this. Let's manifest it.
I've got this.
All right.
Let's get Ryan over here to the money ball.
Make some noise for Ryan. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. For $1,000
Hawks by 13. Justin Tatum called for his troops to lock in, and they did just that with a 32-10 third quarter. Just 10 minutes remaining. The Phoenix need to dig deep if they're going to turn this around.
Indeed, Joe. Here is Derek Walton Jr. Does he hold the key? Is it Matt Hurt to stand up in the fourth and drive a Phoenix comeback? Maybe this man, Joe Wieskamp, spinning in the key, but leaving with the door still locked.
Well, Brad, they've missed their last 7 3-point attempts, have the Phoenix, and as Joe mentioned, they're going to need something special in this fourth quarter.
Brad, remind me what the Phoenix did in the final quarter against Adelaide.
Well, this is where they can take some comfort from it. The last time was 31-15 against the Adelaide 36ers, where they won that game, so they're certainly able to do so, but they'll need something special tonight.
Nathan Sobey, there's a bit of special from Nathan.
That breaks that drought from the three-point line, and Sobey hasn't been great tonight, but he's certainly someone who can get it going in this fourth quarter.
He gets the difference back to 10 by going to 10 points himself, but Todd Blanchfield said, nah, we're going out beyond that margin.
Well, we talk about Walton Jr., how he's been. That is outstanding from Trey Kell, as Nathan Sobey will make that layup. Good push from him, but Trey Kell, the way he's able to get himself 2 feet in the paint and then just find that open man has been outstanding tonight.
Just to really hammer home what the Hawks did in the third quarter. Southeast Melbourne scored the first 2 buckets out of half-time, but at that point, the Hawks went on a 21-point scoring run to flip this game on its head. A 21-point scoring run in a semi-final.
Look, you don't normally see that. 32-12 is the quarter, which was just amazing. And take nothing away from Southeast. They did everything they could, but Illawarra just came out and after that halftime. And on the back of Tyler Harvey, getting them going. And they hit 2 free, well, they take 2 free throws right now. But Phoenix, Derek, they don't take them out. This guy, Nathan Sobey, he's just hit the last 2.
I mean, can I ask you about Todd Blanchfield? Used sparingly at the start of the season, not a lot of burn, some modest numbers, but as the year has gone on, Tatum has used him more and more. How good is he to have been able to deliver the way he has after that slow start to the year?
Walton Jr. misses another mid-range, but you're right, and it's almost as if Tatum is using some NBA mindset coaching stuff where he just wanted Blanchfield ready for late in the season and the postseason. Blanchfield's got 14 points off that Hawks bench.
I heard Felix von Hoff leading a discussion on overtime about X factors for the semi-final series, and Todd Blanchfield off the bench for the Hawks, certainly in that bracket for Justin Tatum right now. Here's Matt Hurt. Backing down Wani, Swaka, Bullock, and scoring. Matt Hurt, what a bucket.
We've got a 10-point ball game here. Illawarra just getting a little bit lazy with the ball. Phoenix fighting hard.
Matt Hurt just telling the referees if he heard the word foul, he wanted the whistle in that most recent effort as Froling can't score.
Good defense, they push again. Walton Jr. starting to get that speed going.
(90-80). In the fourth quarter, the Hawks trying to hold home court advantage. Game 2 in Melbourne on Sunday. Game 3 if required here on Wednesday. Blanchfield collects the Sobey miss. Kell's runner is short, but he gets his own rebound and can't keep it. It's off Hurt and finally picked up by Derek Walton Jr. Ben Air from a long way outside. Then off the shoulder of Wieskamp, it will be Phoenix ball.
Yeah, it just came off Swaka bullet there at the end. David Hickey doing it again. Davo Hickey coming in. Lockie Olbrich will come in. Some substitutions. Everyone's looking a little bit tired. Ben Air coming out as well.
Derek, the Phoenix offense, the last couple of possessions. Give us your assessment.
Right now, they're just trying to find their way, and they're out of rhythm, and they've called off the timeout, so we'll stay right here, but they must play quick, but understand there's plenty of time. It's only a 10-point game.
Well, I think the interesting thing here is they're just making sure that there's no water on the court. But Josh King felt that Tatum called a timeout. And he's saying, there he is, he's saying he called a timeout and he felt like he shouldn't be able to get that back if that was the case.
Give Justin Tatum credit. He's made great adjustments in this second half to limit Derek Walton Jr.'s impact. Walton Jr. only had 1 assist in that third quarter, and of course we mentioned the job that they've done on Matt Hurt and keeping him down with his numbers and his scoring output.
He's fighting a two-way battle with the referees at the moment. Or maybe on the other side of the court, staying right out of it. The coach of the year, Justin Tatum, as Sobey, the reverse layup, finds the hole. And now we'll have a timeout. Now we're definitely going for a breather. The Hawks in front, 90-82. So back to 8 points the difference. 6.5 minutes to play. The Phoenix are still right in this contest.
Oh, they are.
And the Hawks still have a lot of work to do.
If you would say to the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, who had to play Perth and you're down by whatever they were at that, Adelaide at that half time, you're going to be 8 points down with 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter against the top team in the league, he would take that.
You would, yeah, I agree with you, but
well,
unfortunately,
you just said but.
They were up. They were up 7 at the half, so kind of hard to go back like that. But it's a doable game.
Yep.
And they've just got to really lock in on the defensive end. They've done a good job rebounding the basketball. And, of course, you got to knock down shots, Matty.
Up 7 at the half, and they scored the first 4 points in the third to lead by 11. Justin Tatum and the Hawks can reach out and touch a 1-0 series lead, but as we've touched on, a long way to go in this with 6.5 minutes left. The different single figures. Josh King and his players fighting hard. Tomorrow night, Perth against Melbourne. Thanks to basketball.com.au. Felix Von Hoff, Leonard Copeland, and Pete Hooley will be in the west. So too you, Derek Rucker, Brad Rosen. You'll be in your Palacious jacuzzi watching that one. And being thrilled by the Wildcats and United tomorrow night as the NBL playoff series continues.
Good execution there by the Hawks. They get Ulbrich down low. And I love what he did on the catch. Rotated his hips as he caught the ball. Elevated, drew the foul. Should have finished it. But he'll go to the line to shoot 2. He's had a solid game off the bench. Continues to show a great level of promise and potential.
Lockie Ulbrich has had his free throw struggles this season as he lines up his second. Joe, over to you.
Yeah, I was just listening to the Hawks in that timeout. Justin Tatum just talking them through some sets, looking to get their shooters open in offense, but he said defense is the main focus, guys. We've got to contest everything and keep crashing those boards.
Brad, you're a championship-winning assistant coach. What do you want Southeast Melbourne doing with the ball in the next few possessions?
Well, taking good shots and not rushing, that's the main thing. It will come from the defensive end. You want to try and get stops and then push your transition, but take good shots and don't let that man fire.
Will Hickey again fighting for the scraps. It goes to Trey Kell, who gets away from Derek Walton Jr. and scores.
A bit of misfortune there for the Phoenix. They scrapped. Foxwell felt that he was fouled. If you look at the Annie replay, it's a mess. Ball everywhere.
Oh. Well, it looked like, from the angle we had, looked like he hit his chin or mouth on the floor. He's touching it now just to see how he's feeling, but that's the game we're in.
I mean, Derek Walton Jr. had 9 assists to half-time. He's had only 1 since then. Here's the reason we had to stop play. Tough landing. Firstly, to wipe the floor, then check on the health of players. Have they gone away from something that Derek Walton Jr.'s only had 1 assist since having 9 in the first half?
Well, that's a great finish. And to answer that, Matty, sorry, I was watching it. The answer is twofold. The first one is I still think he was kicking the ball to players. They just weren't knocking him down, and they were in the first half. But secondly, it was better defence by Illawarra and a change that was made to allow them to close out and not give open looks that they were getting in the first half.
Looking for a three-point play here. Derek Walton Jr. can't hit the freebie.
And also the Hawks being better offensively in that quarter allowed them to establish their set defense in the half court. Now I want to see the severity of this contact from Derek Walton Jr. to Hickey. Or from Hurt, that wasn't much, Brad.
Not at all.
Matt Hurt picks up his third personal.
To the letter of the law, a foul with the extension, but certainly probably a little bit of mayo on it there.
So 5 minutes left, 8 down. You've got to leave Hurt out there with 3. So too Geordie Hunter on 3 personals.
But as this game gets a little bit ratty and the Phoenix desperation increases, this is where Sam Froling really starts to excel.
Hunter the rebound, straight to Walton Jr. Wow. His ball handling, his movement has been great to watch as Sobey gets a look from outside and can't hit. Blanchfield the rebound.
Great penetration by Walton Jr. to generate that shot opportunity. Sobey with a good look, and again, the Phoenix have really dried up from the 3.
Yeah, it's a good point you made, Derek. 6 of 12 they were from the 3-point line at half-time, and you look at it now, 7 of 21. Just haven't been able to knock it down like they did.
Inside the final 5 minutes. The Hawks off the back of that huge third quarter, leading by 8. Harvey just probing baseline. Now he gets the shot away despite the hand of Geordie Hunter. And Tyler Harvey shows us his supreme shooting skill again.
Harvey and Kelv combined for 43. That's a winning recipe as Sobey knocks down a high degree of difficulty 3-ball.
Well, he's up to 17 points.
And the lead's down to 7.
That's 10 for the quarter for Nathan Sobey.
Harvey again controlling it to Illawarra. Straight to his fellow All-NBL first selection, Trey Kell to finish.
Wow, that's good defense by Nathan Sobey. That's just outstanding offense from Trey Kell.
Those two didn't care that they were named All-NBL first. They were just happy to be 7th and 8th on Derek Rucker's top 15.
I appreciate the comment, Matty. One of the nicer ones I've had over the past week or so.
That's your 3rd top 15 edition for the season, isn't it? If memory serves me.
Yes.
Great talking points. Must be hard to do. I wouldn't like to have to come up with that, but...
well, the only thing tougher was Trey Kell knocking down that baseline jumper over Sobey.
He's changing the subject, Matty.
I thought it might have been tougher with cheeky devils like Damon Lowry asking you where Taron Armstrong was in that top 15.
He and Felix von Hoff on X doing their thing, but look, the league is so loaded with talent that that gets tougher and tougher each year, but it's also very challenging and enjoyable.
Derek Walton Jr. for 3, can't hit. The rebound taken by Hickey.
And Illawarra need to continue to attack. That's how they play organically, and you can't go conservative here and get tight.
Harvey and Gill both above 20 for the game. Blanchfield with 14, Froling with 10. They come away empty on that possession, and the door is still ajar for South East Melbourne. The time is ticking with 3 minutes to play. Walton Jr. loses the ball. And Illawarra can make it much harder right here. Blanchfield gets a fantastic look but can't hit. Beautiful from Kell. Tough, in fact, from Trey. He keeps possession and his backcourt mate can't finish. Walter driving towards the rim, fed by Walton Jr, who looks a little gassed now, Derek, as you can understand, given his 48-day layoff, but this is execution perfect.
Well, here's the challenge. Do you leave him out? Oh, they're calling a sub now. I was just going to say, do you leave him out there? And I'm just saying for the hamstring, the whole situation.
You have to be careful when the body is fatigued. That's when you really are at risk of aggravating or re-injuring that hamstring. The chances of coming back in this game aren't great, but you're going to have to go with others right now. And they've got enough talent out on that floor right now.
I think that's the one. They've got enough talent, and they've got another game for sure.
Injured January 11, he returns February 28, the last day of summer. What a summer it's been of hoops. NBL, Hungry Jacks 25. And there's Todd Blanchfield adding to his haul, going to 16 for the game on 6 of 11.
Great pass by Sam Froley. It looked like they had a double, but he was still able to spin baseline and get the ball where he needed.
Joe Wieskamp from a long way outside. It's a spectacular shot.
Well, not only that, it's a two-possession game with plenty of time. Back-to-back stops, and this game gets really interesting.
Well, look at this, down to 10 seconds now. They haven't got any offensive set whatsoever. Get the ball down low. What's the change now?
Trey Kell guarded by Owen Foxwell. Kell heavy on the shot. The rebound. It's a contest taken by Matt Hurt. And now Sobey.
Foxwell's open.
There's Sobey. It's an offensive foul as he bulldozes Trey Kell. No, it's Tyler Harvey. Knocked out of the way. Sobey concedes the offensive foul.
Well, we see he'll go baseline here. Great slide. Right call, Derek.
Accurate, Brad. And I thought Sobey would have gone to the quick stop, pop, pull-up baseline jumper, but he wanted to get on the backboard. Cost him.
Hawks by 6. One good shot from putting the game to bed. Does it come here from Todd Blanchfield? Offensive rebound for the Hawks.
Smart. Tyler Harvey get another 24 seconds, no rush.
Milking the clock. Tyler Harvey, the touch from Blanchfield, it falls to Sobey. So they get the stop. Nathan needs this to go. It doesn't, it's all rim. And Will Hickey, learning from prior mistakes, plays it cool, keeps his head and gets the good pass away for Tyler Harvey. Wieskamp commits the foul.
And the Phoenix have had some opportunities in these final 2 minutes. They've been able to come up with stops and get out and push the basketball, but they haven't been able to put it in the bucket, Matty.
So the Hawks are in the bonus. They'll go to the line here for 2. A team that has made a habit of racking up 100-point hauls this season is 2 good free throws away from doing it again.
Well, there's only one timeout for the Phoenix to go. So time and possession is the key. Right now, yes, a 3 would help, but you take the quick 2, try and get either a 5-second violation or an 8-second backcourt. There's still enough time. Otherwise, you're just going to have to foul and hope they miss these free throws. Not when that man's there.
The Hawks have 100 for the 19th time this season. Only once kept below 80 and going to triple figures now 19 times.
Well, that's a second foul on Sam Froley. Whilst not a great foul, it's not the end of the world. They're not in the bonus. Yes, it's stopped the clock, but that's then their 3rd team foul for the quarter.
And with an 8-point margin, you have to score just quickly here, Brad, whether it's a 2 or 3.
Correct.
A 3 isn't compulsory. It's more a function of time. I'd be attacking right here.
Here's Derek Walton Jr. attacking Mason Peatling, and Walton Jr. will go to the line. The foul on Peatling, 25 seconds left to make both of these. It's a 2-shot game.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying before is, will 2 timeouts left of Illawarra. I would say have that timeout and advance it, Derek, is what I would do. You don't want to get that 5 seconds delay or 8-second backcourt.
And these 2 free throws are the second best result, pretty much, outside of a made 3. And it happened fairly quickly as well. Only 5 seconds elapsed off the game clock. And Justin Tatum consulting with his assistant coaches.
First one is good. Tomorrow night, Perth against Melbourne in the West. Game 2 of their semi-final series. Does Chris Goulding go for 40+ again? Does Bryce Cotton build on his 22 points that he had last night? So Derek Walton Jr. makes both free throws. 25 seconds left, 194.
Well, there's the timeout. You would assume he would advance that. Run a set to be able to get his best free throw shooters the ball. Tyler Harvey would be the one I would go to, or Trey Kell, and let them try and get that, get the foul, go and make the 2 free throws.
We mentioned it earlier in the game that the Hawks are #1 in the league in protecting the basketball. And today, with only 6 turnovers, that's been a major reason why they've been able to edge ahead in this second half. They just get up more shots. 81 shots taken to the Phoenix's 69.
Trey Kell, a game-high 24 points, add 10 rebounds and 5 assists. What a way for him to explode into the postseason. Trey Kell.
Now, we haven't spoken about it much, but while we've got this break, is it worrying that Darius Days is not ready, Derek? Now, I'm not talking tonight, I'm talking series, I'm talking grand final if they get there. Obviously, he's not right, and that's been a 3-week layoff.
Correct, and he did not look good in his time out there on the floor. It was a -8, but the team wins. It takes pressure off of him. He can just continue to work on his body and get himself right.
Because they are better with him, there's no question. Yes, they can win games without him.
Hickey with the inbounds. He's got 8 rebounds and 7 assists, Will Hickey.
Well, the Phoenix did the right thing there. They did everything they wanted to do. They tried to get the 5 seconds to get the ball in. It then went into Hung Jung Lee. He nearly had 5 seconds, but then they had the foul. Unfortunately, the guy they put there is Tyler Harvey.
Tyler Harvey on 23 points. 4 of 9 threes, but 3 of them came in a purple patch in that decisive third quarter, where the Hawks went on a 21-point run. Driving that was Tyler. Maybe thinking back to that moment just there and forgetting what he was doing at the free throw line. A miss.
Well, an 83% career free throw shooter. You wouldn't expect him, and he doesn't miss the second one.
So another timeout.
Their last as well, Matty.
7 the difference, 22 seconds to play. The Hawks approached this postseason saying, we've got 5 games to play. Without being arrogant, they said we need to have that as a goal.
Well, that's a goal. It's a hugely optimistic one because we haven't seen a team run through the playoffs like that in a number of seasons, especially given the 5-game championship series format. It's very rare that we get sweeps.
He believes it, though, Tatum.
Of course he does.
He has no doubt that they are the best team. He came out this week and said, we want some respect. We want to win this, and we want to win it well. But I'm with you, Derek. With the talent that's in this team, these top 4, wow, you can sweep that.
And his voice obviously resonates in that Hawks meetings, and we've seen it here in this game.
He said this week the respect factor is nowhere near what any other program would get if they'd done what we've done. Is that him just trying to motivate his players?
Yeah, of course it is. Because I tell you what, we sit over here and he's got the utmost respect. But I love it. That's what you do. That's how coaches get their players ready.
He was grilled at the club's presentation night about converting the regular season championship, the Hawks first, into the actual chip. Well, and his 3-word answer was, 4-word answer, we'll get it done.
Well, look here, Sobey's in the corner. It looks like it'll be him coming off a double screen. And there's a foul being called. Well, if that's a foul call before the ball gets thrown in, that's actually an intentional foul.
It looks like that will be the case, Brad.
We'll have one shot for Bubba, and we're coming out. One shot.
And you're right, Brad.
3, grab, one shot.
Wow. Right there. So Angus Glover will get one shot, then the Phoenix will get possession back.
And there's no need for Trey Kell to wrap up like that. A, he had Peatling there, and at this point, as the game clock continues to work towards 0, the two-pointer becomes less threatening. Let him take the layup.
Is there a twist in the tail? Gus can't hit the free throw. Phoenix to inbound the ball.
Well, looks like they're going to set up same way they set up before it. Oh, no, now it's baseline. So, sorry, change up here. Now they'll just run one of their baseline looks. Derek again, do you go the 3 or you get the best shot you can get?
I'm looking for that corner 3. If that's not available, someone popping out straight down split line outside the 3. So you should be able to give one of those two. It may not be a high quality look, but now time is more important than it was last possession.
One of the positives is with Wieskamp and Sobey, they're two guys that are quite athletic when they shoot, and they shoot from high up, so blocking it is a lot harder.
Glover to inbound. He finds Wieskamp outside to Matt Hertz. Clock ticking. Owen Foxwell for 3. Short. Scramble. The Hawks have the ball through Will Hickey. Now Trey Kell avoids trouble. Josh King says, don't foul. And the Illawarra Hawks go 1-up in their playoff series against South East Melbourne. They hold home court advantage on the back of a big third quarter run. Quite the comeback to set up victory. 101-94.
An outstanding second half from the Illawarra Hawks. Justin Tatum made all the right moves at halftime. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix restricted to only 33 points in that second half. That tells the tale of this one.
Great effort by Illawarra. Home court advantage done. They've ticked it off by game 1. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix win or go home on Sunday.
A 3-week layoff after their final regular season game by virtue of the playing competition and the FIBA break. The question was asked, how will the Hawks emerge? Well, ultimately, they emerge as winners in game 1.
And despite that layoff, I did not see any rust in their skill. Particular on the offensive end, they looked really good. The adjustment that was required was focus and intensity on the defensive end. The Hawks fixed that up.
Harvey and Kell dominate the scoring. Hickey cleans up the boards and dominates the assists. Again, you have Blanchfield playing a wonderful cameo. The depth, the unity, everything we've liked about the Illawarra Hawks this season on show tonight as we prepare to go to Joe Healy. Trey Kell with 24 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Wow. There's plenty of love for Trey Kell III in the sandpit tonight, Joe Healy.
There certainly is. He is the Foot Locker player of the game. I know you tried to get a towel, but we'll grab you very quickly. First win on the board in the semi-final series. Talk to me about your emotions and how you're feeling right now.
I feel great. All you got to do is take a listen. We worked all year to get to this point, and we did our job today. So we got to do it again, against a really good team at home on Sunday.
That third quarter was crucial. What was said at halftime? Because you guys put your foot down from there.
Nothing too much, honestly. We knew we gave up too many points in transition and in the second quarter. The ball kind of stopped moving a little bit. So just some, minor tweaks on that. And, Tyler Bean, Harvey kind of went crazy and, gave us that boost.
I was about to say your partner in crime was pretty impressive as well. How pivotal was his performance?
Yeah, I mean, we do a great job of playing off each other. And he had it rolling. So I'll be the first guy to tell him to, carry the momentum and keep going as long as he can. And, we both need each other to, get us to where we need to get to.
Well, congrats. We'll see you on Sunday. Good luck again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good on you, Joe. Well done, Trey Kell. The Illawarra crowd just put up the Illawarra chant, but it's the Phoenix faithful who'll be out on Sunday hoping Southeast Melbourne can bounce back. 1-0 Hawks over Phoenix tonight at the Sandpit.
fitness, so if you major on that, visit hawks.com.au with that watch party. Will be happening Sunday, March 3rd, just a couple of days away, 2:30 p.m. at the Illawarra Hotel. So make sure you come and join us. There's a lot of stuff going on. Tom will be there. Bella and myself, Christian will be there too.
Well, if you have your voice, it doesn't look good.
Oh, it is going. It is going.
I'll get the ticket. But we've got to come down to the Illawarra house of the Illawarra. Let's blow the roof off the Illawarra Hotel. Be there Sunday, 2:30. It's head to giveaway, high crew, tomahawk. It's going to be the Winners Entertainment Centre in the Illawarra Hotel. So we're going to see you there Sunday, 2:30.
That's right. Now, for all of your final tickets, information, please visit hawks.com.au. Emails are going to be sent to everyone as well over the weekend, but hawks.com.au has all of the info as well. If we need to go to Game 3, make sure you keep your eye on your emails and hawks.com.au. So we're going to see you on Sunday at the Illawarra. Thank you very much, and go the Illawarra Hawks!
Sports has always been there for me. Even like when I was a little kid, I played a bit of soccer. I played a little bit of baseball because my dad played. I mean, I was an all-around pretty good kid.
With postcode targeting, now even small businesses can advertise on the big screen.
The Illawarra Hawks take down South East Melbourne by 7 points to go 1 up in their semi-final series after Melbourne went 1-0 up against Perth last night. Derek Rucker, Brad Rosen are the regular season champions, still the team to beat for the actual championship.
No doubt. They were slow coming out in that first half, but they figured it out in the second half, and they dominated. The bench was outstanding. The second chance points, they took advantage of 11 more over the Phoenix, and the ability to lock down Matt Hurt was huge, Matt.
48 points from the backcourt was great, and also Toddy Blanchfield with 16. Outstanding basketball. Now they try and take care of business on Sunday, but don't let the South East Melbourne Phoenix sleep. They'll be good.
We've said it often all season, what an exciting team the Hawks have. More excitement coming your way tomorrow, but this time from Perth when the Wildcats host Game 2 against United. A big team there, a big team here tonight on behalf of all of them, both in front of the camera, behind the microphone and behind the scenes. Thanks for watching. Until tomorrow night in the West, it's goodbye from the Gong.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Someone give you, it doesn't have to be 10 minutes, minimum.